All right. Welcome back to Storytime Saturdays. My name's LJ Bray. And my pronouns are they, them. And today we are getting back into Campus Notes Forget Me Not. Now, I've gone back and played through a little bit. Also, check out these new commands that I have added to the stream. So yes, we're playing the visual novel Campus Notes Forget Me Not. I've gone back a little bit, just quickly. I haven't done anything different, but just gone back a few slides so we could get back into the, Hey, thanks, Rick's Gaming channel. I wasn't sure if you were a bot or not when you, first posted that, or when you first spoke up, but yeah, it's good to have you here. So yeah, we are reading through this. If we recall, what happened last time? Yes, let's see. We met Fuma, who we thought was gonna be a girl on Twitter, but it turns out she's actually a dude. And then we met a pointy-toothed lady who we think is a vampire who really liked tomato juice. And then... Oh, thank you, Rick's Gaming channel. Again, I can't tell if you're a bot or not, but you certainly are flattering. Okay, let's think. Trying to remember what happened last time. Okay, we met a pointy-tooth vampire who has a love of tomato juice and also collapsing, maybe? I don't know. It's very confusing. Then we met this girl here, KN, who we think might be a werewolf. She was digging a hole. Oh, you're not a bot? Okay. That's good to hear. Sorry. I don't know. Just some of the stuff you were saying just seemed like it could be generic enough to be a bot. I don't know. But yeah, okay. No, I'm glad that we've sorted out that confusion. And yes, like I said, it's lovely to have you here. Yeah, we met KN. We think she's a werewolf, maybe. She was digging a hole for some reason. And then we met a girl with a beret who has a very strange-looking dress. And then we met a robot girl who no one else seems to remember, who seems to have caused some kind of problem. And now nobody in the university... Okay. Nobody else at the university. Including our sister. Everyone seems to have forgotten us, and they seem to forget us every single day. So let's get on with the story. But for now, just for today, can I? Because I'm a little lonely, I need a friend. Yukon. You won't rat on me, will you? Can you turn a blind eye?
Rat on you? I wasn't even going to scold you for it.
No, wait. I have a better idea. You could do it with me. We'll be partners in crime.
And with that, she pressed a plastic bag containing sad bread into my hands.
Come on, let's spread it around. It will take a while if I do it alone. It would be wasteful to throw it away.
Huh? But isn't that what we're going to do? Throw it?
She stopped her arm mid-air, just as she was about to throw her breadcrumbs into the lake.
I mean, not throw, but... I mean, it would be wasteful to bin it. That's right, that's what I wanted to say. Come on, help out.
Okay.
There. Sorry, getting my voices mixed up already.
There, take that.
Kurumi-san's breadcrumbs defied the laws of physics and flew far into the lake. I tried to copy her, but my breadcrumbs dropped nearby pathetically, although conveniently into the mouths of the fighting koi fish.
See? Our difference in experience.
Stop looking so smug. Or rather, isn't it pointless to throw it where there aren't any fish?
What? Oh, oops. You purposely made me do that by playing on my competitive nature.
Hey, Magoop, it's good to see you. Well, you're here for the important one. You are here to get Cringe. And that's all that matters. And it's good to have you in here, Magoop. Good to see you. Have you had a very busy week? As of late? if you're just, were you here for the last one? You had to go into work every day. Oh gosh, that sucks. Were you here for the last Storytime Saturday, where we first started playing Campus Notes? Because I can catch you up to speed, although I'm not really sure what the story actually is at this point. I'm hoping that it's time travel. Fingers crossed for time travel. But at the moment it seems to be vampires, werewolves, and maybe robot girls. I don't know. We don't know that for sure. We're guessing that that's where this story is headed. But the main part of it is that me and my best friend Fuma and a couple of girls are trapped together in that everyone at the university seems to forget us every single day. So we have to keep I don't know, we're kind of doing like a Groundhog Day thing, except the days aren't repeating. It's just that everyone forgets us every night, basically. You purposely made me do that by playing on my competitive nature, didn't you, Yukun?
I feel kind of shy when you call me that.
But I've always called you Yukun.
Yeah, I know, but the effect was double-fold when we were alone. Of course, I couldn't say that to her.
Kurumi-san.
Oh, whoops, getting my voices mixed up. Oh, and I also added some commands, if you feel like testing some of those out.
Kurumi-san, you call Togi-san Togi-chan, don't you? Using her full name. I began my feeble excuse.
Because if I use the same method, I'd have to call her To-chan. That sounds like I'm calling her Tu-chan, as in dad.
Yep, there we go. There's the first official command on stream. Did you guys hear that properly? I don't know if I've set it up all correctly, but I definitely heard it. I have to call her To-chan, as in dad. You did hear it? Oh, good.
You are responsible for all the flesh piles that I had to gouge on my way down here that tentacled me vigorously. I'm gonna be upset with you.
These were sound bites that I made for my good friend Small Honey Bat. I'll give her a quick shout out, actually. So they were commands that I specifically set up for her. Oh, sorry, I used the wrong goddamn command. Hang on, let me do this correctly. Hang on. Screw that, let's just do, Small Honey Bat. Will that work? No, yes, it worked. Okay, there we go. I also set that up as well. So yes, they're all voiced by her, but I will eventually be replacing them with my own sound bites and stuff. They're just the ones I had on command when I was setting up the bot today.
That caught me unaware, and I burst out laughing.
Kayan-chan may be big-hearted, but she can't call that woman father. No way.
Kurumi-san said angrily, startling the birds around her. They stopped eating the breadcrumbs and flew away. Kurumi-san, you are angry with Toki-san, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm not angry. I was just sad. It was like it didn't matter whether I was there or not. Friendships
develop differently for each person. I'm sure it will get harder for Togi-san to part with you as time passes.
Harder for Togi-san to part with you, okay.
Especially now that we're stuck in IMA.
Okay, that's what we've called this situation. The situation of everyone forgetting us is called idiopathic mass amnesia, I think is what we ended up labeling it. Or IMA for short. That's the name of the situation.
But the first step would be to show up again with a sunny smile, don't you think?
Did we seriously just say you should smile more?
Yeah, you're right. I said, see you later to Togi-chan, too. I'm a woman of my word.
I'm glad to hear that. Besides, it looks like Togi-san came after you after all.
After you after all? Earth is Nights is the name of this chapter. Now here's where we left off. Oh, why did you have to give it away? You'll be terrible at organizing surprise parties.
It's okay, I don't intend to.
Oh, so cold. Kurumi-san couldn't help but laugh at Togi-san's pout. And as if that was a signal, Kozuki-san and Fuma poked their heads out from behind a tree. Kozuki-san sure likes hiding. Sorry if it sounded like I didn't care if you were there or not. I've got my own reasons why I can't go home during the semester. Or maybe I felt a bit jealous that you could suggest going home so easily.
It's okay, but why aren't you allowed to go home during the semester?
Ding, ding, ding. Press continue.
Oh, I see what you mean. Do you mean to say it's almost game over for you?
I don't understand. I'm not following this conversation at all.
Wait up, Kan-chan. It can't be that bad. She's still on the bonus stage. If she's got the option to press continue.
Leave it, all of you. Anyway, I'm not allowed to miss any more classes. I'm already treading on dangerous ground. Already? The semester has only started. It's been 2 weeks. Yeah, you're confused. That's a pretty natural state so far in this story, to just be confused perpetually. It's, like I said, very cringeworthy. And yeah, check out what's going on down here with this dress. It's very clingy down here for some reason. Already 2 weeks? Ah. Here, I would like to explain how the grading system in the University of Tsukuba works. For each subject you take, you get an A if you score a total of over 80 points, B if it's over 70, C if it's over 60, and everything under that is a D. In other words, you don't gain credit. I really hope that comes important, because otherwise that seems like a really useless amount of information. And each time you miss a class, 10 points get deducted. So if you miss 4 classes, that's pretty much the end of it. 10 points get deducted? What the hell kind of university is this? If Togi-san had already missed 2 classes during the first 2 weeks of semester, there was no way she had the option of going home and missing out on more classes.
Did you skive off? Bad girl.
Ugh. Hey, don't accuse me of that. I've attended every afternoon class.
What about the morning classes?
Huh?
The morning classes.
I don't know. I literally don't know what that could possibly be. All assholes? That's my only guess as to what that could be.
All absent? Wow. Kan-chan's surprised.
Oh, she was mumbling. I thought that was a swear word. It looked more like a swear word than mumbling. What? How did you figure out what I said?
Hear that, madam? The girl over there has failed all her morning subjects. All of them. Who are you calling madam? I'm not that old yet.
Do you realize
Implying a lady looks older than her age is taboo? Are you expressing your death wish? Mercy, I only have 1 life. I don't have the press continue option.
Oh my god, this is so perpetually baffling. What the fuck are they even talking about? Neither do I. I can't afford to fail this year again.
Togi-chan, Togi-chan. The first lesson doesn't count for deductions, you know. At least that's what they said.
That's illegal.
Really? Thank goodness. I didn't know because I didn't attend any of them. Thanks, Kan-chan. That's a great relief.
Togi-chan, Togi-chan, can I ask a question? Are we friends?
Yeah, I guess. If you think so, I'm not going to object to that. Sorry for bumping the table.
Cool.
But, to tell you the truth, I doubt simple friendships are enough to overcome whatever is coming our way.
So?
Let's name ourselves. Let's make this group official. I love naming things. I'm a name geek. A name geek? Okay.
I've never heard of a name geek before. How about Bertha's Nights? Or is that too much?
Why Bertha's Nights? Where did you get this name from, Kan? Okay. Is this gonna be one of those medieval, like, fairy tales that the Japanese think is, like, something we all know, but is actually, like, super obscure?
The story of the Forget-Me-Not. Oh, Shi-chan, you know about it? What is this about? Can someone explain? Kurumi-san, go on, tell them. Okay, leave it to Kan-chan. It's a story that dates back to medieval Germany. A knight named Rudolph was walking by the Danube with his lover Bertha, when she noticed a small blue flower blooming by the riverside. "Dear Rudolph," Bertha said, "I would love to have that flower in my hand." Knight Rudolph rushed towards the flower, eager to please his lover, but alas slipped and was swept away by the current. Using his last strength, he threw the flower he had plucked to Bertha, crying, "Forget me not," as he was engulfed by the water. I'm sorry, that's the lamest death I think I've ever heard of. Your last words are like, "Forget me not," as you throw a flower. Bertha lay the flower by his grave and named it after his last words. Why not name it after him? Forget my nicht. Forget me not. I see. What? I wanted to finish the story. You took the best part. What? What's wrong, everybody? Why the silence? I was just
surprised that you were such a good storyteller. Uma nodded in agreement as he stood by my side.
I'm not that great. You're making me feel shy. Can-chan. Yeah, Can. Okay, this is confusing. She's quoting them. Okay. Can-chan, you've got such a soothing voice. I'm completely enraptured with you. Please acknowledge me as your #1 fan.
I never said that. But isn't that a sad name? Bertha's knight was washed away and killed, right?
That's why it's plural. If one of us is about to drown, the others lend a helping hand. Forget-me-not doesn't just mean I won't forget you. In flower language, it means friendship, too.
Oh ho! So this is all for one and one for all, is it? Not bad.
That's the Three Musketeers.
I didn't expect you to agree to call to something like that, Togi-san.
Yes, now I've got people to wake me up in the morning.
Miyazumi-san, did you say something?
No, nothing.
And we just got an achievement called Bertha's Knight.
So I guess that's why this chapter's called Bertha's Knights.
So, why are you playing with your phone at a time like this, Fuma? Bertha's Knights has just been born, and you've already lost interest?
It's not that. I just noticed I've got 2 applications on my phone that I don't know about. Yuta, do you know what this is?
Fuma flashed the screen of his phone at me.
Yo, this is interesting. I bet it's got something to do with that robot girl.
The Blonde and the Phone. A week since the birth of Bertha's Knights.
The birth of Bertha's Knights. That's a hell of a thing to say.
Time flew by. There was not much we could find out about IMA, or idiopathic mass amnesia. After class, I headed for the Hirasuna Community Center on my bicycle. We were still feeling unsure about our situation, but at the same time, we found we were making changes in our way of life. Taking myself, for example, I stopped forgetting things. Before this, even during high school, I'd forget things I needed in class, every once in 3 days.
Every once in 3 days is so specific.
I realized I was taking the people around me for granted. I was never the popular sort, but I never went without a friend. Do you know why that's in bold? Even if I didn't have a friend, I always had somebody I could depend on. If I said, oops, I forgot, somebody would laugh and share. I had no idea how fortunate I was till now. Now that I don't have anyone, I never thought it would affect me so. Now, everybody around me was a stranger. The only thing that proved I was a student in the campus was the reports I submitted. I thought I would be alright, since Fuma would be in most of my classes, but I was wrong. Fuma had stopped attending classes that didn't require a set amount of attendance. He was busy figuring out the apps, but even without them, Fuma was never the sort to attend class seriously in the first place. Even when he did, he was usually on his laptop. Now that his existence wasn't recognized anymore, he had lost all incentive to attend class altogether. It wasn't something to condone, but I knew how he felt, and couldn't find the words to berate or encourage him. The reason I never changed my routine despite my emptiness was simply because I was lazy and weak. Damn it. I pushed the pedals harder, trying to shake my thoughts away, but it didn't take long until I had to brake. The pedestrian deck leading towards the foreign language center was overflowing with students that had just finished class. Then, a loud woman's voice, accompanied by an ear-splitting jingle of bicycle bells.
Out of my way, out of my way!
I sighed. Even if she shouted, that didn't mean the strangers around her would do as she said.
My brakes are broken, out of my way if you don't want to get hurt.
Suddenly, the people on the slope parted like the Red Sea. Wow. No, I really didn't have time to be impressed. The girl had blonde, billowing hair and wide blue eyes. She looked forward, and clutching her waist was a pair of gloved arms. The blonde girl in front was trying to stop the bicycle with her feet, but her boots sparked as they grated on the ground. Jesus Christ. Her efforts were meaningless because she shot down the hill at the speed of a rocket.
Jesus Christ.
Right? No. Left? No. Both sides aligned with people. The split second I took to make a decision was fatal. Before I knew it, it was too late. Uter and blonde woman.
No! Question mark? Why is there an interrobang there? Why question mark? I don't think there's any question about no.
Our tires collided. They say that when you face death, everything around you moves in slow motion. The small figure sitting behind the blonde girl flew up and went over my head, providing me shade for a moment. As she passed by, I saw the silver strands of her hair glinting against the sunlight. Something was familiar about that.
That sounds like the robot girl we met before.
Just when I thought I would remember, I landed on my bottom.
There's something very funny about just suddenly putting the word bottom in there.
Ow.
Ooh, okay. Ouch. The blonde girl had landed on her bottom. I don't know why bottom keeps making me laugh. Just say rear. If you're trying to be literary, don't say bottom. That's such a childish word.
The blonde girl had landed on her bottom too.
She rubbed her bum off. There should be a comma there first after bum. And also, don't use the word bum. You like her fit? Yeah. She rubbed her bum half in tears. Yeah, there should definitely be a comma after bum. She's half in tears. She's not rubbing her bum half in tears. Or tears? Is she rubbing her bum half in tears? Hey, are you okay? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. What?
Marion! Where is she?
I was going to ask, what about you? But she suddenly yelled and began looking around frantically. I think what you're looking for just flew past my head behind me.
What? I won't forget this. She quickly I don't know why I decided to make her a smoker, but I guess that's what came to mind.
She quickly collected the scattered contents of her bag and left in a huff. Her parting remark made her sound like some villain in a cheap superhero show. She rushed down bottom? She rushed down to the bottom of the pedestrian deck, towards the area where the small girl had been tossed.
Excuse me?
Come to think of it, no. There wasn't a need to think of it. It was pretty obvious the girl would be hurt. It was pretty obvious the girl would be hurt if she'd been hurled off a bicycle going at that speed. I quickly got up and craned my head.
Crane my head? You don't crane your head, you crane your neck, don't you? That's a weird choice of words.
Despite my concern, they were already making their way down the hill again.
Oh my god. Holy shit. We could have killed her if she wasn't a robot.
There was a small crater at my feet where the tiles had shattered. The silver-haired girl was sitting behind the blonde girl, again, happily stretching her arms out as if she were having fun. At least that meant she wasn't hurt. What was that all about? This was beyond my capacity. There wasn't any point thinking about it. I decided it was best for both of us to forget what happened entirely. But then, as I turned, I kicked something with my foot. It was a mobile phone, with a skeleton accessory stuck to it. This phone? It has to be that girl's phone, right? I picked it up and looked around, hoping there was someone who could help. Surprisingly, although it was so crowded just moments ago, nobody was in sight. Oh, well, that's convenient. So, there's a crowd there when there needs to be, and then suddenly there's not a crowd when there can't be. I probably could have put that in better words, but okay. In the distance, I could hear the bell ring in the foreign language center, signaling the beginning of class. I picked up my bicycle. I had a punctured tire. And I just replaced that last week. I'm not sure why we're saying fur. It was costly for me, since I didn't have a part-time job. And now I had to decide what to do with the phone I picked up.
We'll sell it, and then we can use the money to fix our tire.
I still had to make my way in time to the daily meeting, too.
Oh, okay. Time for another choice. So, what should I do with this phone? Leave it here? Bring it to the service office? Call someone from its history? Well, leaving it here sounds like the most boring option, don't you think? Bringing it to the service office. That would be the sensible thing to do, but are we feeling sensible? Calling someone from its history, now that sounds like it could really move the story forward. I think we go with this option.
Alright, I could call someone in the mobile history and tell them their friend had dropped their phone, so I need their help. Okay, we got an achievement, phone call. I felt uncomfortable searching through the history of a stranger's phone, but if it's to get this phone back to her, I suppose she wouldn't mind. I convinced myself I was doing a good deed and pressed the history button. Sanzen? How do I read this kanji? I couldn't tell if it was a male or female name. It was in both lists of the calls made and received, so chances were this was a good friend. Gulp. I swallowed, stiffened my resolve, and pressed the call button. Hello, hello, what's the matter? It's rare that you call me twice in one day. It was a woman's voice that sounded clear, bright, but somewhat cold. Missing me? Feeling lonely? Oh, you're lonely? Let me think. Maybe if you beg prettily, I'll have dinner with you. What do you want to do? Ask nicely, won't you? Sorry, I'm not the owner of this phone. You're gonna take a wild guess that it's a woman. I cut in before she could continue. A heavy silence stretched. So, what do you want from me? Person who isn't the owner of the phone? Her tone changed immediately. The owner of this phone had a weird friend.
I don't know if I'd say a weird friend. It sounds more like you've called her girlfriend.
Well, I'd like to get this phone back to whoever that dropped this.
To whoever that dropped this. Okay.
I was wondering if you could tell me where she is or something like that.
The call cut off. What? Why would you hang up on this call?
I didn't feel like trying the next number. I didn't even have time to look for a service office.
Why would you not just try another number?
What should I do?
So we're now just gonna carry the phone. And so you brought it here with you?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me take a drink. You're awarding yourself the Guessing the Gender award, are you, Magoo? I'll allow it, but only because you're our resident awardsmith.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the skull on it. Look how the front of its forehead protrudes a little. It must have been one intelligent thing in its previous life. Okay, so she knows phrenology now? Is she, like, centuries old? That's more evidence that she's a vampire. So yeah, we're guessing that this one is the vampire, because she's pointy-toothed and like tomato juice. This one, we reckon, is a werewolf, because her hair looks kind of like fluffy dog ears, and she was digging a hole when we first met her. And we have no idea about this one. She just seems kind of nervous and flighty, and quick to jump to assumptions. But we don't know if she's a monster or what yet. We don't know that these two are monsters either, we're just guessing.
It's a plastic toy. It doesn't have a previous life.
Stop trampling on my dreams. I really want this skull.
Yogi-san toyed with the skull accessory.
Don't steal it.
I'm not going to steal it. How rude.
So, Uma-kun, any update on the apps? It might be something that could help us get out of this situation, you know? Who knows? It could be the answer to everything.
I see.
I'm gonna take another drink. Because it is very hot in here, and I can feel my mouth drying out.
What do you mean, I see, Togi-chan-san? Are you saying that it's a new similarity? So far, the only similarities we have with one another is that we're stuck in IMA and that we're all taking science-related subjects. I don't even know if it has anything to do with IMA, but it might provide us with something that could propel us forward. It might provide us with something that could propel us forward. That's weird to say us twice in the sentence.
You know, there's a very standard kind of piece of advice you get when writing dialogue, and that's to speak it out loud. You know, after you write it, make sure that the rhythm is correct and that there isn't anything awkward that you've not noticed. And I feel like someone didn't do that when they were translating all of this.
Woo! The responsibility!
Yeah, do your best, Fuma.
You're going to help too.
Yeah.
What's this?
Today's homework, and I also put in your slip for attendance.
You didn't have to do that.
Maybe you're okay with it, but I won't have you flunking this year. We're going to get things back to normal, right? It won't be so cool if things get back to normal and you fail this year, don't you think? Fuma shrugged. It's fine if you don't want to attend class. I'll just take notes for you. How about that? You fix the apps, I take the notes. Fair deal?
Gosh, dries out my mouth so fast.
Yeah, fair deal. Let's do this.
We high-fived. Hey, Shion-chan, Ken-chan.
No. No.
No sense of charity.
I don't know what that was about.
The apps.
Another week passed. There I was, standing on the same slope, in the same spot where I bumped into the blonde-haired girl. I heard someone ringing a bicycle bell, and turned to see Ozuki-san making her way towards me.
Hey there, Kiraha-kun. It's been a long day, hasn't it?
A friendly greeting warmed me, and I found myself smiling back. You too, Kozuki-san. Otsukare-sama. Otsukare-sama.
Thanks, Otsukare-sama. It's such a strange greeting. It shows empathy for someone you assume has had a long, tiring day. But are we really tired?
I don't know. I don't know what this word even is.
The underlying meaning is, you must be tired. Please rest well, isn't it?
I guess. You say so. Oh my god, why are you making me say this over and over again?
Otsukare-sama.
Otsukare-sama. Otsukare-sama. What if the person wasn't tired at all? Personally, hearing someone tell me I'm tired makes me feel I might be, even when I'm not.
This is a fascinating conversation. You two are just like the biggest brains of your generation.
People tell each other, you must be tired, causing a false sense of satisfaction over doing nothing at all, and feeling drained believing they did something. Think about it.
I don't know what you're saying.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to imply you said something wrong.
What is this? What is going on with your hands there?
It's just that I don't have anyone else that says Otsukure-sama to me anymore.
But think about it. You think about it, Magoo.
So it's been a while since I heard it. It sort of raised the question now that I can't think about it objectively. Haven't you changed the way you see things too, Kiriha-kun?
Oh my god, I'm never gonna get used to these names.
Kiriha-kun? Ever since IMA started?
Yeah.
So, well, I guess you understand where I'm coming from then.
You're trying?
I never meant to make...
hang on.
I never meant to make a friend feel uncomfortable. Anyway, what are you doing here, Kiriha-kun?
I'm waiting for someone.
On a slope?
Yes, you can wait for people on a slope. Why are you asking on a slope like it's weird to be waiting on a slope? It doesn't have to be on perfectly level ground for me to be waiting for someone, okay?
I met her here last week, so she might be here this week. I don't know anything else about her. She's probably forgotten about me, so I'll have to find her.
Kozuki-san chuckled. You're funny, Kira Hakun. You know that? How should I put this? You're pure-hearted, or should I say inefficient, or should I say a bit clumsy in your ways?
You were putting me down for the most part.
I love the way you look so obviously depressed, too.
Love?
And you easily get worked up when you're teased, too.
Please stop already. I suddenly felt tired and dropped my shoulders.
I guess it's appropriate for me to say, Otsuka-sama?
I'm never gonna get used to that word either.
Yeah, thanks.
This better not be like a recurring word throughout the rest of the entire game, because it's gonna drive me crazy if it is.
Hey.
Hmm?
You know the story about Momotaro? Where the old woman washes her clothes downstream and finds a peach? I bet she would have found the peach even if she did her washing upstream.
Shion, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? For those unfamiliar, Momotaro, I believe, is about the Inchai Samurai. It's basically the story. It's kind of like the story of like Thumbelina, but you know, it's a Japanese folktale rather than a Western one. It's about like a tiny boy who like comes out of a peach.
Okay, where is this conversation leading to?
The owner of that phone. She came from uphill, right? You could wait for her somewhere more comfortable up there, you know.
It's not that uncomfortable on the slope. It's just a slope. I don't know what's wrong with your sense of balance, but I can wait anywhere.
Oh.
Well, good luck, Kira-hakun. I'll be watching you from my
What? I beg your pardon? I'll be watching you from my grave.
Kozuki-san, you're still alive.
You're quite right. Well then.
Okay, is she a zombie? Is she a zombie? Have we figured out what monster she is? She's a zombie. She's some kind of zombie or a ghoul. She's back from the dead.
Kira-kun, I'll leave you to your doom.
That's no better.
I was taught to discard my friends if they were potential trouble.
Who taught you that?
Mayuzumi-san's advice doesn't work.
You shouldn't listen to what that says. That, huh? Boy, you hurt me.
Whoa!
I'll remember that, and someday you will regret you said it.
There's her classic glowy eye trick.
You're really good at being stealthy, Togi-san. It's like you live in the shadows, totally opposite of someone I know.
Live in the shadows? What we do in the shadows?
Hey! Everyone, what are you guys doing here?
I feel like, Pointy Tooth over here is the only one whose voice I've actually got nailed down. It's the only one that isn't fluctuating wildly.
The someone I know ran towards us, clicking her heels on the floor. Each time she took a step, her
assets bounce. There we go. There we go. We have to mention it. The big old boobies. This isn't an anime game until we remind people that boobies exist. Assets bounce, drawing attention from her surroundings. From her surroundings? I feel like it's not the surroundings, but the people in the surroundings that are getting their attention drawn, but okay.
She probably did it unwittingly, and that was lethal.
I mean, she's got a belt wrapped around her waist just to, like, emphasize her bust line. I feel like it's probably not that unintentional.
Fukun's been messaging me, saying he's already there. Looks like he has some news for us. Hee! Come on, let's go. Hurry, let's see what he has to say.
Kiriha-kun's a bit busy now.
Oh.
He's got a date. Sorry. No, wait. Shion? Wait, which one's Shion? Shion's the middle one, right? Borrego? He's got a date with a blonde beauty.
Ooh.
Or maybe that was more, What? Boy, you've got me, and you're drooling over someone else?
I've got you? Since when?
Oh, so cold. You've been poisoned by the pheromones of some random blonde beauty, huh? How sad.
I suppose you don't need some fragile, delicate beauty like me.
Don't you mean weird, overbearing beauty? You got to make breakfast? Okay, Magoop. Well, thanks for the luck. And I hope you can enjoy this when you're eating it. But if not, we'll see you around.
Yeah, well, at least you called me a beauty. And it's you, Kan-chan, so I'll forgive you. This time only. Don't you think I'll be sweet on you the second time?
Okay, let's get rid of this thing over here. Kurumi-san, do you mind holding the other side?
What is going on?
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Hey, even if I'm slender and light as a feather, it doesn't mean you can carry me about anytime you please. I suffer from trauma because that boy over there dropped me before. Oh, my head hurts. Yogi-san struggled half-heartedly as she was dragged away by the two that flanked her.
Wow, aren't they a noisy bunch?
Smoking has gotten worse. Whoa! It was that blonde girl from the other day. She rang her bicycle bell once, as if to say hello.
Hey, it's been a while.
You remember me? She grimaced at the way I pointed my finger at her, almost stabbing her nose.
What's the big deal about it? Although I admit, I'm not the sort that's very good at remembering faces. Let's just say how we met was quite impactful. Or are you flustered because one of the cool girls noticed you?
No, not really.
Hey, you denied that too quickly. That hurts.
Sorry.
You didn't need to apologize. You're making it hard for me to have some fun with you.
Oh yeah, this! I pulled out the phone from my pocket.
Hey, that's my phone. So you're the one that picked it up for me.
Sorry, I should have brought it to the service office, but I sort of brought it home with me in a fluster. It must have been inconvenient, for you, going without it for a week. Don't tell me you bought another one already. I'm sorry if you did, I'll pay for it.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I didn't buy a new one. It's not like I needed that phone. Besides, I've got something else that works perfectly as a phone when I need to call someone. Also, it was a good opportunity for me to learn who I really need to be in contact with in my life.
She winked. Okay. What about that smaller girl that was with you that day? Is she alright?
Oh yeah, she's fine. Professor Yukimaru found out about it, so she's going under emergency maintenance now, despite her protests.
Question mark?
Don't worry about it. Forget what I said. She's alright. Hey, thanks for this, and I'm sorry for crashing into you the other day.
Not at all.
What's your name?
Kiria, Yuta.
Thanks, Yuta. I owe you one. I'm Aika Kominato. Aika Kominato. I'm Aika Kominato. Next time I see you, let me buy you a meal, just to make it up to you.
Huh?
You don't have to be shy. You were the victim.
Wow, it's like she's smoking a cigarette between each single line. If that's the case, I suddenly thought of an idea. Maybe she could be the sixth member of Bertha's Knights. She remembered me from last week, and from the look of it, people remembered her too. She was an irregularity in this situation. Do you mind meeting my friends to discuss a few things?
You want me to buy them dinner too?
No, that's not what I meant.
I know. I was just joking. Don't people tell you that you're the type that's fun to tease?
Yeah, I got that just now.
I thought so.
Aika-san, right now, my friends are all gathered at the Hirasuna Community Center. You mind coming with me if you've got the time?
Sorry, I can't go right now. I have to pick up the smallish girl, as you put it. How about you bring them along next time I ask you out for a meal?
Okay.
This question might sound out of the blue, but are you interested in music? As in playing, not listening.
Music?
Hey, small honey bat. You want to try out some of your commands here? Because I think you'll find that they're quite similar. I was just began them. I just used them as placeholders for now. I'm going to replace them eventually, but they were just the sound bites I had on hand when I was setting up my bot today. I'm using Mix It Up, just like you. Were you here last Saturday? I don't think you were. So last Saturday we began a visual novel for Storytime Saturdays. This is Campus Notes Forget Me Not.
That's illegal.
Yep, there's one of them. Actually, you wouldn't know because you didn't set all the commands. Actually, if we just type in, let's see, commands, you should be able to see all the different ones. But yeah, so we began a visual novel called Campus Notes Forget Me Not, and it's been very cringe and very anime. It's very weird hearing your own voice in someone else's stream.
Huh?
Hey, Big CD! Yes, and you've... that's another command. The shame. Sorry, small honey bat. Hi. Well, actually, let me first ask, how's your week been? How's your weekend going? How's everyone's Saturday? Got any plans for this weekend? Both Big ZD and Small Honey Bat? And yeah, so we started Campus Notes Forget Me Not, and it's about a group of friends. Well, they weren't friends to begin with, but a group of people who are now being forgotten by everyone in like the immediate proximity of the university every day. Like, it's kind of like Groundhog Day, where except instead of the day repeating, it's just that everybody forgets who they are every single day. And we believe that one of the group may be a vampire, one of them may be a werewolf, and I'm leaning towards the other one maybe being a zombie, maybe a ghoul. I don't know. These are just guesses, but I'm hoping that there's going to be time travel. You've had a good week. How about you two? Swanee Bet, you slept for 11 hours and feel a little more alive now. Wow. Yep. I certainly can appreciate sleeping for long periods of time. Although I typically don't wake up feeling more alive. I tend to wake up feeling more dead than alive. But yeah, I've had a pretty good week as well. The streams have gone well all week, and now I've got this bot set up. I feel ready to become a proper streamer. I might even look into actually doing the paperwork for becoming an affiliate tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Okay, music? I'm in a... for some reason, I decided to give this a blonde girl that we've just met. Oh my god, Coco Cigarette? I was just about to say, I decided to make her into a smoker for no apparent reason. Hey, Magoo, welcome back. I went to bed feeling like someone had removed my stuffing, so this is an improvement. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm in a three-piece band named Coco Cigarette. We started just this year. We're looking for more members. Oh, good, good. So we're transfer students at a university, and now we're going to join a band. The others seem fine keeping it as a three-piece girl band, but don't you think it would be fun if we had more people? You know, the more the crazier. You mean the more the merrier? Yeah, that. Hey, we get along pretty well. We've met twice, and the first time involved us in a violent collision, which you ran away from. So, how about it? If you're interested, you're welcome to join. I'd love to, but at the moment, I'm a bit caught up in a certain situation. That's a shame. I'll take it as a no. Looks like you're having enough fun with your friends anyway. I guess you don't need no band. Shucks. Well, that's the thing. We met her twice, and she seems to have remembered us the second time around. This is 1 week since we first met her, and she seems to remember that first time. So that's why we were trying to get her to join our group, because she seems to be an irregularity in the system. So she's obviously some important character. And also, she seems to be friends with the robot girl who might have started all of this. That's what happened. No one else seems to remember the robot girl except us. But there was a robot girl right before everything started going wrong. And I feel like that robot girl's got a lot to answer for. And personally, I think that robot girl may be doing some kind of time travel, or maybe parallel dimensions, or something like that. I'd be interested once I've got this problem sorted out, though. Cool. Can you give me your number? Oh, achievement unlocked. Coco Cigarette. That is interesting. Okay, so this is Werewolf Girl, KN. This is Shion. I believe she might be a zombie. And this is... I forget this one's name, but this is Pointy Tooth. She likes tomato soup, has cold hands, and we think might be a vampire. Tomato soup. Tomato juice. It's interesting from an IMA perspective, and it's also interesting now that we know what kind of girls you like.
How? Oh, Toki, that's her name. How in the world did that girl make a shy boy like you promise to go on a date sometime? That's real technique. I wish she'd teach me. Can we talk about the apps instead? I haven't been updated on it yet.
He changed the topic. He's trying to run. Kan-chan doesn't let people evade her. She chases them to hell and back till she gets an answer.
I suddenly remembered something I want to forget. Oh, right, yes. When these two first met, she chased her down to eliminate all witnesses. Because she dug a hole because she thought we were trying to bury the, Togi's body. Because also Togi doesn't appear to have a pulse. We didn't really circle back on that, but she doesn't seem to breathe. So, you know, again, more signs that she might be a vampire. I'll introduce you all to her another day. For now, let's talk about the apps. Fuma, what's it all about?
You've got to hear all of...
Now I've completely lost Fuma's voice. Oh. Sorry, give me a second. All that low raspiness is really hurting my throat. Okay, Fuma is a whiner. His voice is much higher up.
You've got to hear up...
No, that's Kan.
You've got to hear about all the difficulties I had to bravely face to get this information.
That's close. I feel like every time the voices keep morphing, but it's close enough.
Today, but not today. Get on with it.
One is a radar with GPS.
Don't cry, Fuma. I'll listen to your story another day. Just divide it into small portions so it's easy to digest. So, what does the radar detect?
People, I think.
Why so unsure?
Because it detects people within the campus, excluding us. Look here, the blinky spot is where we are right now.
Does that mean the red dots around us are all people? Wow, I know the University of Tsukuba has a lot of students, but seeing it like this, it's kind of scary.
But see, here. We're here, but we aren't on the radar. Radar.
You're right.
And sometimes the blinking lights increase and decrease quite suddenly. Might be ghosts. Ooh.
Toki-san waggled her fingers before her as she made eerie voices.
Hey, I did that in real life too.
You make a very convincing ghost. It's almost natural.
I'll haunt you.
Oh boy, that's a hell of a face.
From the look of it, this radar won't zoom out any further. Maybe there's a limit to its range, or maybe there are rules. Who knows? Maybe it really is detecting ghosts. Are you all free this weekend? Why don't we walk around with this? I'll only believe what I see. Let's check this out. You aren't going to meet someone else, are you? Chi-chan, you know the answer to that.
Rumi-san said pointedly.
Kozuki-san smiled back.
Can we afford to have some fun with this gadget, though? Do we have time?
It's probably something worth doing. We're the only people that aren't on this radar within campus. That's very similar to IMA. Exactly. So, how about it? Anyone against it?
She looked around at our faces and seemed satisfied with what she saw. She clapped her hands.
Okay, very good.
Tracing the perimeter. Psyche Shrine. Psyche Shrine?
Ta-da! If we're going to start, we gotta be here. Mwahaha!
Rumi-san declared as she stood in front of the train station, pointing toward the horizon. She was a head-turner, to say the least, and drew attention from the people around her like bees to a flower. She never noticed how she attracted people, though, and never took heed of the look she got. She looked straight in the direction she wanted to face. Only a handful of bees would be able to find nectar.
Or maybe not. What is going on here? Why are we talking about our friend like this? This is fucking weird. Fucking anime.
Or maybe none at all. In that sense, she was like a rose with thorns, or a carnivorous plant. Ugh, sunlight! I'm going to burn! I'm going to turn to dust!
I'm telling you, she's a vampire. We've definitely called it on this one.
Yogi-san complained as she leaned against me. Sometimes she makes me feel like a handrail. She looked ill, and many people that passed by looked our way worriedly.
Worriedly.
Many people that passed by looked our way worriedly, but it was all right. She was just a very good actress. Yogi-san was like a bug light, glowing an eerie blue, electrocuting everything that came close, leaving a pile of empty carcasses on the ground.
Oh, you mean like a bug zapper? I don't know why, but I was thinking of like a lightning bug when they said bug light. Okay, glowing blue, electrocuting. Yeah, okay.
Boy, somehow I know you're thinking something offensive. Ooh, she's sharp. As your punishment, you will have to provide me shade for the rest in for today. I wasn't going to fight her and make things complicated. By now, I had grown used to her, and I knew what to do. I lifted my hand and raised it against her forehead to shield her face from the sun. Wow, you're being nice. It might rain today. Why don't you use Fuma once in a while? When you keep leaning on me, it can get pretty tiring. No thanks. Fuma is the type that asks for something in return. Why don't you just go ahead and say it? I'm using you because you're easy to exploit. Go on. I'm using you because you're easy to exploit. Wow, she said that with no hesitation. I was the one that told her to, but still. You could have shown more creativity. Why should I waste the energy when it wouldn't have changed the outcome? Oh, right. Good point.
Come on, children. We're off on our field trip.
Kozuki-san waved and pretended to blow a whistle, the way teachers at kindergarten do. We all looked at her, and she smiled back widely. Ignoring the part that we were all behaving childishly, I was genuinely impressed.
That's a very hard word for me to say. I was raised to pronounce it genuinely, and there's no W in there, so
I was genuinely impressed how she had perfected her way of commanding attention.
Ma'am, can I have some sweets?
if you're trying some weird innuendo with me, I'll make you walk the TX train track, which would eventually lead to the stairway to heaven. I could rope you too, if you want. That's a weirdly wordy way of saying you're gonna push him on some tracks. ... This field trip is going to be so much fun.
The women in our group all have an edge to them. Strangely, I wouldn't exchange any of them for anyone else.
Why are we saying that out loud?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, that's a weird thing to say apropos of nothing.
This area is outside of the radar. It looks like the red dots stop appearing and disappearing around the campus. Okay, then we'll walk around the periphery of the University of Tsukuba. We'll make a full circle today. All right.
Today, I'll die. The University of Tsukuba is well known for being large. It stretches out 4 kilometers from north to south. If we were going to walk around the entirety of the campus to find our radar's edge, I was sure Togi-san wouldn't be the only one that couldn't make it.
You mean we're going to try, right?
Kozuki-san, can't we split up and cover the areas separately?
Sorry, but that's a no-go. I've only managed to unlock the application on my phone, which means we've only got one radar to work with. Looks like each of ours have a different lock. Yes, whichever way. I'm going because I need to see how it works with my own eyes. Besides, it's going to be fun if we all go together.
As soon as we started our field trip, we figured a way how to find the effective areas of the radar. It wasn't obvious with the people indoors where they should stay in one place for a period of time.
Hang on, I'm going to try reading those 2 sentences again because they made no sense to me. As soon as we started our field trip, we figured a way how to find the effective areas of the radar. We figured out a way of how to... It was obvious with the people indoors where they would stay in one place for a long time. It wasn't obvious with the people indoors where they would stay in one place for a long time. That sentence is meaningless. But for the people that moved, for example, people on cars and bicycles, if we concentrated on them, it was easy to tell. The red dot would appear as soon as they entered the area or vanished as soon as they left. And so we began drawing lines on a map, just so we knew which areas were covered. It looked like the radar covered mostly a straight trip across the Kasuka campus from northwest to northeast. Since the perimeter ran around the campus, it meant that there would be a turn at some point as we walked the strip. We were going to trace the perimeter straight across Kita Udui, heading northeast. The trip began with a lot of lively chatter, but we were on a mission. Gradually, the chatter died down as each of us got absorbed in our own thoughts. It wasn't as if we had a lot of problems apart from IMA. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, IMA is what they are calling this whole forgetting situation. I believe it stands for Idiopathic Mass Amnesia. Eventually, we all fell into an awkward silence. It felt lonely. I had to talk to someone. But who? Uma was on his phone, trying to figure out something about the radar. It was rare that he was quiet, and that probably augmented his silence around us. I didn't think I should disturb him, and left him alone. Kozuki-san was glancing at Fuma's screen occasionally, and looked as if she were in deep thought. She probably was able to gather more information about the radar than any of us. I turned around to see Togi-san. She pointed at herself as if to say, "Is this my call? Do you want to talk to me?" with glinting eyes. Maybe she was just like me, bored with her own thoughts. But I somehow her eagerness deterred me. I think we could have lost the I and the somehow in that sentence, but somehow her eagerness deterred me. I turned towards the voice to see Kurumi-san frowning at Kozuki-san's back. It wasn't as if she was seeking attention, like that person behind me. She seemed unaware she was growling. She noticed me watching her and met my eyes. Now. Oh, who should I talk to? Kozuki-san, Togi-san, or Kurumi-san? Well, we went after Wolf Girl last time we had a choice between these guys. Right? We picked going home, which was her choice. And that involved like a whole CG scene with her. So I guess we'll stick with Wolf Girl, especially seeing as like Kozuki seems like she's more interested in the radar at the moment, so probably best not to bother her. Togi-san is desperate for our attention, but she can be a bit overly dramatic. I don't think we want to talk to her, whereas Kurumi-san seems bothered by something, you know? So let's go with her. Kurumi-san, was there anything that caught your eye?
Was it so obvious? I guess I'm pretty easy read.
Pretty easy read?
I guess I'm pretty easy to read. Yeah, Yukun, you're right. I thought of something. Kayan-chan was being philosophical.
Philosophical?
Yes, it's difficult stuff. Very intelligent.
Okay.
You sound as if you aren't convinced. Don't you want to listen to what I have to say?
Sorry, I'll listen. Please, let me listen to it. What were you thinking about, Kurumi-san?
This is just an example, but let's say if everyone in this world were like Shi-chan, that didn't believe things unless they saw it with their own eyes. They all said, "You aren't here." Then, would that mean we don't exist? If the majority agreed with it? That's what I was thinking about.
While you were looking at Kozuki-san's back?
Yes, while I was looking at Kozuki-san's back. That's Hempel's Raven's paradox.
Kozuki-san turned around and spoke. It was hard to ignore someone when they were talking about you right behind you. Temple's Raven's paradox?
It's
a scientific method describing a central paradox from Karl Hempel's Logic of Confirmation. If you research every other thing other than a raven, and they are not black, then you can prove that all ravens are black.
Where's the paradox? It sounds fine to me. I'll explain, boy. Listen carefully and be grateful. It's a paradox because it means you can prove that ravens are black without looking at a single raven to prove your point.
I see. That's a bit strange. So, taking that into consideration, to prove that we aren't there, people have to look at everything that is there and note that we are not. So the answer to Kurumi-san's question is this. If everybody agrees that we do not exist, then we don't.
That doesn't make any sense.
But, Shi-chan, there are white ravens in this world, you know? What? Really? Hey, look! The pyramid is bending. Up front, it's curving to the north.
Fuma interrupted. He had his gaze on his phone. We were a little way down Higashi Udori.
That's interesting. Let's go!
Kurumi-san ran towards the direction Fuma was pointing without waiting for our response. As always, I was amazed at how fast she could run in those shoes.
Hey, Kurumi-san, you haven't told me about the white raven. Tell me. Don't leave me hanging halfway in the conversation. Curiosity is killing me.
It's a shrine?
Looks like it.
When we caught up with Kurumi-san, she was staring up at the torii overhead. The torii is the red or orange gates that lead the path to shrines and whatnot. A board read, Psyche Shrine. A small path led towards a dim shrine, surrounded thickly with trees.
Looks like the perimeter that's not quite right. Looks like the perimeter bends right about where the shrine is. Maybe there's something there. Let's go take a look. Aye, aye, sir.
Wait up! Togi-san grabbed hold of Kurumi-san's collar, preventing her from dashing off again.
Ow, what do you think you're doing?
What do you think you're doing? That's what I was about to say. You were about to run straight through the middle. The middle is reserved for gods. Us lowly humans must walk on the sides. I must spank bad girls like you.
Fucking anime.
Spank? She wasn't a child anymore. Although the picture was somewhat appealing.
What is this game? What is this game? Fancy you speaking about manners.
Fuma grumbled as he walked under the... Fuma grumbled as he walked under the torii. Walking on the side of the path, we followed suit. And? Togi-san, who's big on manners, why aren't you coming? I'll wait here. Don't worry about me. You all just go on ahead.
Seems like she's not allowed on hollow ground. I think it's another sign that she's a vampire.
That's strange. Don't mind me, but she was usually such a clingy person.
Actually, I wonder if her clinginess is some kind of like psychic vampirism.
We haven't walked much yet, but are you tired? Come to think of it, you do look a bit pale. You're imagining it.
Yeah, Togi-chan sounds always pale.
Yup, what Fuma said. If you're fine, let's go then. Kozuki-san and Kurumi-san have already gone in. No! Togi-san slapped my outstretched hand away as if to protect herself. Sorry. I wondered if I looked hurt. Togi-san apologized sincerely. What's the matter? You're behaving out of character. I'm not good in places like this. Places like this? Shrines? Did you have a bad experience? Boy, I've got a favor to ask of you. If you hold my hand and say, "Come with me," maybe I can go with you.
Ooh, that sounds kind of like having to be invited into places.
Okay. Please, in exchange, I'll do anything you say once. Well, okay then. Give me your hand. Togi-san caught hold of my hand and held it tight. Her slender fingers were cold and slightly ticklish. Fuma, you go first, because this is embarrassing.
Togi-san glared at Fuma, who was grinning from ear to ear at the spectacle. There's that creepy face again. Of course I won't. Of course I won't, Togi-chan-san. I have to watch this. It's too good to pass up.
If you don't go quickly, I'll tell Shion-chan you think she has big hips. Fuma left at the speed of a bullet. Boy, we are finally alone. Escort me gently, please, or I will be very cross with you. All right, my lady, come with me. We ran through the torii hand in hand. Togi-san let go once we entered the grounds safely. As I watched her run after the others, I found myself missing her touch.
Missing her? Ooh, okay. Psyche Shrine. That's the achievement unlocked. Tracing the perimeter. Oh, I missed what the subtitle was for this chapter.
After investigating Psyche Shrine,
We explore the flesh mounds.
thank you, Bat. After investigating Psyche Shrine, we walked north along Higashi Uduri, a road often misread as Tudai-dori.
Is that going to be important? Why would you bring up that piece of information?
With the perimeter to our right. We didn't find much at the shrine, but at least we found out that the perimeter turned just about where the shrine lay.
Okay, so all of that was just to establish that Togi can't enter, like, shrines, maybe, without being invited, maybe? The perimeter runs through the Tsukuba Botanical Gardens. Oh, we met Kan when she was digging a hole, so I think she's a bit of a gardener. She was holding a trowel when we first met her. At some point, we should figure out what the exact perimeter. But for today, our main objective is to get a general idea how large an area the radar covers. Investigating the Botanical Garden could be done another day. How about that? That's fine with me. Okay, good. It's decided then. By the way, Kurumi-san, you haven't forgotten, have you? About the White Raven? But it isn't anything you wouldn't know about, Shi-chan. There are albino ravens in this world that are born completely white. Oh, I see. An albino raven, right.
Albino, also called achromia, achromasia, achromatosis.
I know, I've seen something about it on TV. They had white snakes and white tigers. Fukan, that's a bit different. White tigers aren't albino, they're hybrid mutants. What's the difference? They're both born white, right?
There's a big difference. Hybrid mutants are born that way because it's in their genes. Whereas an albino is missing a gene to produce melanin. It's important to have melanin to protect yourself from the sun, and so your eyes could get hurt easily too. It's a condition that can be difficult to live with.
Really? I didn't know.
You can tell the difference between most albinos and hybrid mutants by the color of their eyes. Albinos tend to have red eyes. There are lots of characters in anime and comics that have red eyes, but it's actually a trait exclusive to albinos.
I'm not sure that this is like the most sensitive way of talking about people with albinoism. Like, they're people first. They're not a distinct group. Like, you really shouldn't be calling them albinos. They're just people with albinoism or albinism.
Being sensitive to the sun sounds like Togi-chan, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm an albino too. Look at my pale, beautiful skin and the color of my hair. It's so light.
Togi-san said as she twirled a lock of hair between her fingers.
Don't lie, you just made that up on the spot.
But it's true that my skin and hair grow this way naturally. I wonder how hybrid mutants are born. Why the sudden change? It has to be hard in the wild, right? They'd stand out. They'd get preyed upon immediately, wouldn't they? Boy, you're getting better and better at ignoring me.
There's a theory that the genes that make hybrid mutants are there for the next ice age. What?
That seems incredibly unlikely.
If one species is always dark in color, then the ice age comes and everything gets covered in snow, then they would become the ones that stand out, right? They get wiped out, so just in case, they've got that gene in them for insurance. So at least, when the ice age comes, the hybrid mutants of that species will live on.
That seems like quite a wild theory.
The ice age has come and gone repeatedly in the past. I wouldn't be surprised if animals have evolved to create this special gene.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works either, Swahoney, that. Same with being diabetic. Everyone considers it as a sickness to avoid, but some hypothesize that it comes from the ice ages, and having high blood sugar levels stopped veins from freezing. Yeah, you don't know enough. Yeah, it's that Always Sunny quote of like,
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about planets to correct him.
When high blood sugar levels stop veins from freezing. Really? Is that true? I mean, remarkable, but the Ice Age could be considered something very recent in terms of genetic evolution. Well, that is true. It is fairly recent when it comes to how long evolution takes place over. I don't know. This. I've never read anything suggesting any of this. This sounds like pseudoscience to me, but...
Speaking of ice ages, I just remembered. Someone had a theory that Noah from the Old Testament was albino. Interesting, right?
Okay, well that's complete pseudoscience. Yeah, no. Why would... Well, okay, game. Tell me, why was Noah from the Old Testament an albino?
You mean Noah? As in Noah's Ark?
Yep, an expert from the Book of Enoch.
Is the Book of Enoch even canonical? I thought that was apocryphal. Noah survived the flood because he was an albino?
An excerpt from the Book of Enoch says, the flesh of which was white as snow...
Excuse me?
The flesh of which was white as snow and red as a rose, the hair of whose head was white like wool and long, and whose eyes were beautiful.
I mean, having white skin, white and red skin, and white hair, that could be any old Caucasian person. I mean, whose eyes were beautiful? Okay. Okay.
That does sound like the characteristics of an albino.
Does it? Because it sounds very generic to me.
Doesn't it? Except the Book of Enoch isn't considered part of the Bible.
Yeah, that's what I just said. It's not canonical. It's apocrypha.
It may be a coincidence, though. In historical documents across the world, people of different color have been worshipped as super bodies among several different...
Super bodies?
Amongst several different cultures. It may have been a writing of a different religion, for all we know.
It may have been the writing of a different religion? What the fuck does that even mean? Evolution will save you from God's wrath and bring you many pets, is what I'm hearing. Yes. I have my own theory, however. Oh, good. Give me your... Just come on, game. Just pour forth all your theories about Noah.
Question. What comes after winter? Spring! Spring comes after winter.
Correct. The snow melts and the olive trees begin to bud. Olive trees? Yeah, okay. If you say so. A pigeon brought an olive stalk. A pigeon? It was a dove. A pigeon brought an olive stalk to Noah when the flood was over, right?
After an ice age, a lot of water stays on ground in the shape of ice and snow.
A lot of water stays on ground in the shape of ice and snow. Are you saying like the water levels? Right. Yeah, that's true. the majority of like water, like it's not that the ice, floating ice melting doesn't add that much to sea levels. It's things like glaciers and stuff that's on land. When that melts, that's what really raises the water levels of the world.
Think of it. If that all suddenly began to melt. I mean, the Ice Age didn't end in like one day. The rivers would overflow and the sea level would rise. And it must have looked like a flood that could engulf the world.
Doves are pigeons? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, maybe it was a poor translation then, because I'm pretty sure it's always referred to as a dove. Mind you, then again, that could also be apocryphal. Probably was just like bird or something in the Bible. Rivers would overflow, the sea would rise. You're talking about like an outburst flood. It is theorized that some of these things would have happened, and of course they would have been catastrophically devastating kind of things to have witnessed. You managed to survive. But, you know, it didn't all happen at once.
Once the water receded, olive trees began to grow from the wet soil. The pigeon from the ark found one and brought back a twig.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Where are you going with this, Shion? This isn't much of a theory. This is just kind of like just adding more like texture to what happens in the story. People always classify them differently, but doves are literally just white pigeons. Okay.
Aha! I see where you're going.
So, Noah's Ark could have been written at the end of an ice age that people experienced. I guess, but like, floods happen everywhere around the world, like all the time. Like, you just need... I feel like floods aren't that rare of an event that you couldn't extrapolate the idea of like there having once been such a terrible flood that all the world was wiped out. I mean, that's like also kind of like a pretty common thing in like mythology, of the idea of like the primordial sea from which all the land arose, kind of thing.
And if Noah was an albino, perhaps during the Ice Age, it was common for people to be albino too.
Why would that... What? What is... Man, this game has everything. I really wasn't expecting there to be this kind of like religious pseudoscience.
See? Don't you think that supports Kurumi-san's theory?
I don't even know anymore.
It's all from my imagination, though. There isn't any proof to say it's wrong, either. So maybe, just maybe, there is a smidgen of truth in it.
Yeah, or maybe it was just a story made up for like Bronze Age mythology. It really like isn't like that hard of a story to make up. The idea that a natural event is God's wrath.
I don't believe in things unless I see them with my own eyes. But if I'm going to dream, I might as well dream big.
Oh boy. I really hope we aren't going to meet Noah in this game. I really hope that doesn't happen.
The trees on the sidewalks of Tsukuba Uduri were tall.
So Uduri means road, maybe?
The way they lined up tall and strong,
along the straight road that seemed to go on endlessly gave an illusion we were in a different country. It's strange how you don't notice when you're cycling through in a hurry, isn't it? We chatted about things like that as we walked through the vast campus, which stretched out north and south. We were reaching the north end soon.
I think the next bend is coming up soon.
Ugh, my feet are killing me. Flooding campus to attract the spirit of Noah.
Oh my god, another shrine?
So there's definitely something mystical going on, I think. If we're going to be... if every, like, corner of this radar thing is going to be marked by a shrine.
Is it a shrine? Looks like it.
Ichinoya Yakasa Shrine lay just northeast of the campus. The trees in its vicinity weren't as tall as Psyche Shrine, and we could see the stone torii standing out against the sun. It took gentle persuasion for the protesting Togi-san to come with us. Taking her hand and pulling her along, we all entered the shrine together this time.
Why don't we pay our respects again now that we're here?
Again?
You wouldn't know since you came late, but Kayan-chan was praying at the other shrine.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt asking God for help. We don't know much about IMA yet. I nodded. Kurumi-san happily took out her purse.
I'm throwing in 15 yen for better relations.
Okay. I'm not sure you're supposed to, like, announce the amount of money you're giving, but okay.
Better relations?
I'm counting on you too, Komain.
Gomanus? Gomanus?
Kurumi-san bowed towards the pair of Kumainu, statues of the like lion dogs, statues of guardian dogs, before she threw her coins into the offertory box. She slapped her hands twice, according to custom. Shion-chan, you don't look like the type that believes in God.
Not true. I pay my respects each New Year. Really? That's unexpected. I didn't think you would believe in something you can't see. I guess you have exceptions too, huh, Shion-chan? It's not an exception. It's an extension of my beliefs. You only get to pray in the New Year once every year. I take the opportunity to pray hard on one resolution I'm determined to keep for that year. If I believe in it strongly, it would happen, and it wouldn't matter whether there is a God or not, would it?
I guess. I don't really follow you there, Gion, but okay.
I see. I guess that sounds right, coming from you. I'm beginning to think I should pray too. Instead of praying for something from God, why did you hurry up and make up your mind about what you want to ask of me? I did promise I'd do anything for you. Once. Huh? You were serious about that? I thought you just said that to get out of the situation then. What? Never mind then. Forget I said anything. I'll just make you do stuff for me for free. Wait. Imagine all the courage I had to muster up to make that promise. Give me back the time I spent in angst. How dare you toy with a young woman's feelings? I'm sorry. I'll think of something. I'll think about it.
Yukon? Togi-chan? You two seem kinda close ever since we left Saiki Shrine. You were holding hands until just now, too.
Kurumi-san peered into my face suspiciously.
I feel a love triangle coming on.
Ouch. I'd walked behind everyone else, hoping they wouldn't notice, but I guess that didn't work. Nothing escaped Kurumi-san's eye.
You could try to hide it, but you can't trick me. Hey, look at this. It's pretty interesting.
Fuma yelled out. Everyone's attention went to the information board he was reading. I walked up to him and clapped a hand on his shoulder, and I spoke in a low voice only he could hear.
Thanks, man.
You owe me one. What's this? The name Ichinoya, first arrow, comes from the legend of a warrior named Tomonaga. He used 3 arrows to hunt a 3-legged bird. The first 2 arrows failed to hit the target. This land is said to be the place where the first arrow fell. I didn't know that was the origin of the name.
And here, we've got to talk about birds again. I feel like we're going in circles everywhere.
Oh, because we were talking about doves before? Or pigeons, rather?
3-legged bird?
Yes, same with our field trip. Now that we've come this far, we're about to turn and make our way back towards the station. Look, the line bends here, towards southwest. That means we finally found our halfway point.
You mean we still have half to go? I'm feeling faint.
Togi-chan. Think of it as already halfway. Come on, chin up.
The sun was already beginning to set.
Ichinoya Yakuza Shrine. That's the name of the achievement we just got. I didn't read if there was a chapter title there.
Away from Higashi Odori, we walked the road that circled the campus. This road that led from north to southwest was named Kairi Dori, meaning Maple Street.
I really don't like that they're asking us to well, they seem to be expecting us to remember all the names of these streets.
Thanks to that board we read there, I was reminded of the story of the crow. I wonder if a white crow feels lonely.
Oh, right, we were talking about crows before. Hi, Coach Vixie, good to see you. And yes, you found the commands. They're just placeholders until I can get my own ones done. But seeing as I already had the soundbite sitting around, I figured I'd set the bot up like that. How you doing? How's your week been? How's your weekend going? What have you got planned?
I wonder if a white crow feels lonely, if it gets rejected from the others. I may have said albinos can live through the ice ages, but if it isn't an ice age, it must be hard being different.
I should keep the Uber?
Now that I know how it feels not to belong, that word, muruhachibu, it means being rejected from your own village 80% of the time, right?
80% of the time, that's very specific. It's good. Being busy, but also playing some games, which is nice. Which is nice. I don't do that much. Oh yeah, that's always good. Always good to be able to just take some time out and do something just for the fun of it. You know. Especially, you know, when your kind of career also revolves around games, they can kind of become a chore at times. Harumi-san's soft voice resonated with each and every one of us. Well, yes, it means you're excluded from anything the village does 80% of the time. But boy, can you tell me what about the other 20% is about? Beep. Fail. I'll give you the answer. 10% is at times of fire. The other 10% is the funeral. Okay. That's, it's weird that they, cut up the amount of time you're allowed to spend with the village into sections like that, into percentages. So, I'll give you a second chance. Why would the village suddenly include a rejected person as one of their own at these two occasions? This reminds you of Rune Factory? It's a very strange story about a group of people who get forgotten every single day, and they're trying to figure out why. I believe that this one character might be a vampire, this one might be a werewolf, and I'm guessing that this one might be a zombie. But we don't know for sure. These are just wild guesses at this point. Also, there's definitely a robot girl who may have caused everyone to be forgetting all of this. And what else is going on? Oh, I'm also holding out hope that there's time travel. Fingers crossed.
Because if they ignore the fire, it might spread and burn their own houses. And if they leave the dead body alone, it would rot and eventually make everyone sick.
That's right. I wanted Boy over there to answer, but both of you take the prize.
So why don't we burn the university down?
We could just die here by the road. That's too sad. Too lonely.
Maybe we've become the white crows of the University of Tsukuba. You know, Karumi-san, there's an old Greek myth that crows were originally white, covered with silver feathers. The white crow belonged to Apollo. It would watch his wife Coronis in his absence and guard his home. Your favorite thing about Rune Factory is when you romance somebody, in addition to personality, you have to consider their combat effectiveness, which is hilarious for a farming game. Wow. That is, I'll have to check out this Rune Factory. It sounds very strange. One day, the crow saw Coronis chatting with a man amicably? There was no proof that she was having an affair, but one day, when the crow was being scolded, he used what he saw as an excuse to change the topic. Your dear Coronis is having an affair. Don't you have better things to do? Apollo was furious. He shot Coronis dead with an arrow through her heart. But then, he learned she was innocent and was bearing his child. That's always the way, isn't it? You know, you shoot an arrow through the heart of the woman you love, but it turns out she didn't do a thing. It's like if Harvest Moon was a real RPG. Wow, that sounds very peculiar.
Definitely have to check that out. And then the crow was punished by having its feathers tarnished to black. That's all he has to do. He got a woman killed. He got a pregnant woman killed. An innocent pregnant woman killed. And all he did was get his feathers changed. And so, if there is a white crow, it is a symbol of rightfulness and honesty. Honesty? A symbol of honesty? I mean, but it was the white crow that told the lie in the first place. I mean, I guess technically, it's the black ones that are like descended from the one that told the lie. But I don't know. I still don't associate that with rightfulness and honesty. If you think about it that way, being a white crow isn't too bad, is it? Yeah, I guess it's okay if I end up alone. It turned out that way because I did what I believe was right. You've also never played Harvest Moon. Just, if you want to be my wife, you're going to have to be armed. You've got to know your way around that. You once heard a story of why blackbirds are black. Well, tell us, Vixie, tell us. There's another old Ainu story that says crows are black because they tried to pull out the sun when it went hiding and got charred. The Ainu, I believe, are the indigenous people of like the northern islands of Japan, and also I think also some of Russia. Well, so there are stories about white crows that turn black because of some sort of adventure. I'm sure there are many more that I don't know about. Hokkaido. Ah, there we go. Thank you for that, Coach Vixie. But wait. Kozuki-san's expression suddenly turned dark. We've been speaking as if we're the white crows. But are we really the ones left over that didn't get changed? Or are we believing we are white, although we are the ones that have turned black from betraying the others? What? We didn't betray anyone. They all forgot us.
What are you saying?
We don't have enough material to decide. I just threw the questions out there. Are we black or white? They were the most beautiful birds with iridescent rainbow feathers. They were so proud that one day they tried to outshine the sun and flew too high. For their hubris, the sun burned their feathers black. It's beautiful. Where's it from? Where's that story from? Just something random you heard, or? We need to think of a problem from different approaches, or else we'll never truly understand it. But you could still see the rainbow in their feathers if you hold it up to the light. Oh, yeah. In truth, I don't want to think about it, but it's a necessary process to understand what's happening. Not sure, your head teacher in primary school told me the story. Oh, okay. The next turn is coming up. White Crow, achievement unlocked. We turn right at the next cross section, toward the west of the 3rd District. 3rd District? Are we gonna have to be, like, remembering the entire layout of this goddamn campus? Beside a space made for gatherings stood Kumano Shrine. Another shrine? There's definitely something up with these shrines. I had an impression Tsukuba was a pretty modern town, but there sure are a lot of shrines concentrated in a small area. Yeah, I didn't mention it because they had nothing to do with the perimeter. But there were many other shrines scattered on the map, other than the ones we visited.
Maybe the gods have a community here too. The Yaorozu neighborhood.
Look, there's a monument there. 1909. I can't read it. It's too old.
I wonder how old this shrine is. I'm sure it was here long before they had the Science Expo way back. They sectioned the entire area. There are many old towns outside the main district, you know. I guess it's unique that there's suddenly countryside just across the highway.
I saw a peasant cross the street the other day. Peasant? A peasant? Does she mean pheasant? That's typical Tsukuba. Oh, I should mention, the perimeter bends south-southeast at this shrine. In that case, I think I know where the next turn is.
Way to go, Shion-san. Where about? When I got my driving license, I went to the driving school just north of Kasuga campus.
Eating delicious peasant. Yes. Eat the peasants.
Near it, there was a small shrine surrounded by tall ginkgo trees. That's pretty far from here. The sun will set by the time we get there.
Let's go home. We could go another day, can't we? I can't walk anymore. Yuta has to carry me if we have to go on. Why me? Please, let's do as she says. Let's go home. I sighed, and Kozuki-san frowned. I knew it. She wouldn't be happy with me. She's pretty stubborn when she decides on something.
Everyone?
Kozuki-san spoke with a serious tone in her voice.
Thank you for the octopus, Vixie.
We all gulped.
To be honest, my shoes are a bit tight, and they're blistering my feet. I don't think I can walk anymore either.
We all fell over. Since when?
Oh man, my Yuta voice is getting less and less deep. I can feel my voice beginning to go. Hang on, let me open up another bottle of water.
Since Ichinoya, I guess.
Why didn't you tell us sooner? There was no need to endure the pain. There was no need to endure the pain.
I was the one that started all this, so it was kind of hard to ask you all to stop halfway. Sorry. Or rather, I should say, thanks.
Come on, take off your shoes. I'll lick your wounds for you. I mean, I'll paste a bandage on you.
Yeah. Fucking anime. Look at this blush going on here. What is this? She just said her feet were blistering. Gonna lick her blisters? What the fuck's wrong with you? Yeah. Yep, that's about right. That's about how I feel. Mlem.
Togi-chan, give me that. Shi-chan's scared of you, so I'll paste it on for her.
As Kurumi-san was sticking a bandage on Kozuki-san's heel, a friendly-looking man made his way towards us. He was carrying a knapsack that looked rather heavy. Hello there. You all look tired. The University of Tsukuba is big, isn't it? And you are... I'm just a student here. Aren't you all too? Yeah. I saw you all at the other shrines today. I wasn't sure if I should say hi, but since it all seems you're all heading the same way, I couldn't resist. Are you all interested in shrines too? Yeah, something like that. I didn't think you looked like the sort. Wait, that must have sounded rude. I shouldn't judge people by their looks. I beg your pardon. I just thought I should say hi. Anyway, I'm off to my next destination. See you around.
Oh, thank God. When I saw the scene changing, I was like, they're not gonna have a close-up of her foot, are they? Ugh, that would, ugh. I might just, like, immediately end the stream there if that had happened.
Wait a minute. Excuse me, sir, gentlemen, comrade. Where are you going next? I'm heading for Yasuka Shrine, south of Kasuga. Are you all going there too?
No, we wanted to, but it's getting late, so we've decided we'll visit on another day.
Good idea. Hope to see you over there some other day then. He said with a faint smile and bowed before he walked away.
Let's go home. Oh, wait. Let's pay our respects at this shrine too. All of us.
Okay, but why?
To mark the end of our adventure today. And because I don't have any more coins, I'm sure the coin bit is the main reason, Kan-chan. Throw some coins in for me too, won't you? Kurumi-san, what are you going to wish for? Don't tell me you're really going to hope for better relations. Of course I am. I'm going to wish that all of us are going to stay safe, connected, and keep on being friends. Because there are many people that we've disconnected with during IMA. Even that guy just now.
Blink. Alright, now it looks like we're in a completely different location with different lighting, but okay. Boomer threw in a few coins and clapped his hands. He prayed silently, with his eyes closed, and he looked so serious, it was out of character for him. Then, Togi-san followed. Kozuki-san and I looked at each other, and threw in our coins too. Kurumi-san looked satisfied. She clapped her hands and prayed. Please, please God, let us all be friends, even when all of this is over. Well, now you've just jinxed it. Now it's going to be like a case of like, we can set everything back to normal, but we'll all forget the friendship we shared. We'll go back to our separate lives and never meet each other ever again. Umanu Shrine. That's the achievement we unlocked. Emergency situation. All Bertha's Knights gather for a meeting. Well, I'm just going to take a quick little break, actually. And we'll be right back for... I think we'll go for a full 3 hours today on the stream, because it's a Saturday. No one has school tomorrow. Or if you do have school, well then, I guess you can leave early. But we'll keep on going today. So let's just switch over to break time for a little while. We'll have a quick break, and then we'll come back for some more campus notes. And we're back. Hey, Soupy Doorman. Good to see you in here. As you may have seen, I've activated a I now have a bot. I'm using Mix It Up. These are the new commands. The sound bites are all from Batstream because they were the only sound bites I had lying around. I'll eventually get around to replacing them with my own stuff, but I quite enjoy them nonetheless. So how's your what day is it? Saturday. So how's your Saturday going? And how's your week been? And how is your weekend going to be going? Got anything planned for this weekend?
You are responsible for all the flesh piles that I had to gouge on my way down here that tentacled me vigorously. I'm gonna be upset with you.
Oh, that's such a good one. Okay, so getting back into campus notes. So we just had a chapter change. We've scouted now the area of the radar edge. And now it says, emergency situation. All Bertha's Knights gather for a meeting. That's the email we got from Kozuki-san one Wednesday afternoon. It was still a while to the weekend when we planned to walk the rest of the perimeter, but I wonder what happened. Wednesday afternoons weren't busy. We all managed to gather together quickly. We all managed to gather together quite quickly.
Shi-chan, are you alright? What's wrong? Now that I'm here, everything will be fine.
Soupy Doorman says, I went out for a bit shopping. Now having a lasagna for lunch. I'm going to be entertaining my niece. So afraid you won't be able to stick around. Oh, that's okay. It's always good to see you show up. Everything's good with you? Yep. Yeah, it's been a great weekend, and I'm feeling super excited now that I've got a bot working, and we're going to have a bit of a long stream now. We're going to do 3 hours, so we've still got about another hour left of this stream. So hopefully that'll get us further into campus notes. I have no idea how long this story is going to be, but
Now that I'm here, everything will be fine.
But yeah, it's good for you to drop by. Glad to see you.
Thanks, Kurumi-san. Today I asked for all of you to come because I wanted you to take a look at this.
Kozuki-san trembled as she pointed towards a cardboard box on the table. It was unopened and still had the courier tracking sticker stuck to it.
It's just some mail. It says, to Kozuki, so it's for you. Isn't this just something from home, Shion-chan? Yes, it is. The sender's my mom, but I can't help but have a bad feeling about this.
Okay, it's a box from her mom. Yippee!
let's all head back home. I need another nap.
Hey, I think that's a new expression from, Yogi. What's the big deal? Yuta, let's go.
Wait, don't leave me. Kozuki-san grabbed hold of my shirt tail in panic. She looked as if she was going to burst out in tears, and because of that, I lost my chance to escape. Her eyes had a crazed look, and I was beginning to regret staying there. It's from my mom.
That's the wrong voice. It's from my mom, but something about it sends chills up my spine. You back? Oh, good. Good to see you. We haven't missed anything. All that's happened is Shion-chan has called an emergency meeting because she got a parcel from home, from her mom, and for some reason she's freaking out about it. Everyone else thinks it's not a big deal, and quite honestly, I agree with them, but Shion knows her mom better than us, I guess. But her mom should remember who she is because she's outside of, like, the university limits. For some reason, everyone back in our hometowns still remembers us, but, like, people like our sister, who are within the university limits, don't remember us at all. I have a feeling I shouldn't open this box. Maybe it's connected to a different world. Maybe it will unleash a forbidden monster that crawls the streets at night. This is very fanciful, thinking from Shion. Shi-chan, get a hold of yourself. You haven't even opened the box yet. Don't panic. I've got to open it to know. I have to, or I'll never know what's inside. This may be Schrodinger's box. I mustn't run away from the unknown. I must face this.
I think you can choose to run if you want to.
No, I mustn't.
Kozuki-san squeezed my shirt so hard it crinkled like crepe paper. Maybe I was the one who didn't have a choice. If it's from your mom, there isn't anything to worry about, is there?
I'm fine with my mom. I'm just worried that my grandma might have put something in as well. I just asked my mom to send me some documents. The box shouldn't be so heavy. I just have a bad feeling about this. Please open it with me.
Okay, I will. Just let go of me, please. I won't run away.
Oh, bother. Leave it to me. I'm notorious for my technique ripping presents and stockings off. Kind of. At least that's how I regard myself. Ripping stockings? Oh, boy.
Oh, you're still here, Fuma?
What? I've been standing here all this time. No, you hurt my feelings.
Now that you've agreed to stay, I'll feel terrible if I leave you alone with her.
If you stop Yukon knowing everyone would stay as well. Oh, if you stop Yukon knowing everyone would stay as well, you're a real mastermind, Shion-chan.
Evil grin?
How the hell am I supposed to say evil grin?
Evil grin? I spun around to look at her. Kozuki-san looked away and whistled nonchalantly.
Let's just open this.
Fuma rolled his shoulders a bit, as if he were warming up to do a big deed. The moment he ripped the top open, his smiley face froze in terror.
This...
Rumi-san and Togi-san peered over his shoulder.
Wow, that's morbid.
Ew, disgusting. What's in it?
It's not disgusting. It's called Inago no Tsukudani. Inago insects simmered in sweet sauce. It's actually pretty tasty. Why would you be eating insects? Because you're some kind of werewolf?
Oh, I'd only seen it on TV before.
I knew it. This is the worst case scenario. Oh, Grandma, I told you so many times before. Please don't send me those bugs. Hi, Lou and Remy, how you doing? How's your day going? How's your Saturday? If it's Saturday for you yet. If not, how's your week been? I mean, I know you've had all those ear troubles all week, but yeah. It's good to see you here. But look at the letter. It says, I'm sending you your favorite dish. Shion-chan, I know how much you love these bugs. Love, Granny. It says so right here. That's when I was less than 5.
I've spent the rest of my teenage life regretting I ever ate those things. I wish I could destroy the memory, go back in time and punch that little kid that ate those insects so happily. It was a mistake, a terrible mistake made in the innocence of childhood. Oh no, what should I do? I feel bad throwing it out. Shi-chan, don't waste food. You have to eat it. Firstly, to show appreciation for your grandma, and secondly, so these Inago insects' lives don't go to waste.
No! Well, that was not the right voice, but okay.
Wow, this is the first time I've heard someone say no so naturally because someone's made a point that they can't refute.
That's a very strange sentence to say. Personally, I've never heard an unnatural no before. Really? You live in an anime world. I think you've heard plenty of unnatural no's. It looks bad, but it actually smells pretty good. Maybe if I close my eyes, I could eat this. Dogi-san sniffed at the Tupperware. Shion-chan, if you aren't going to eat this, may I? You doing okay, Lou and Remy? Just woke up. I tried to relieve some pressure in my ear, which resulted in being able to hear normally again, but the pressure buildup is still there. Okay, well, it sounds like you're on the mend. Sounds like things are trending in a positive direction, at least. That's good to hear. No pun intended. Sure, go ahead, take all of it. Eat it and pray for their little souls.
Hey, Togi-chan, that's unfair. I want some too. Oh, we don't have any chopsticks.
At least they smell good. Stuff like natto is infamous for tasting better the worse it smells. Oh, that's... I don't know how something can taste better but smell worse. I feel like anything that smells bad is going to taste bad. Like, smell seems like such an important part of, like, the food experience. Never fear. I always have spare chopsticks in my bag.
Really? That strikes me as really unexpected, Togi-chan-san, that you're so prepared.
They're fermented, edamame beans, but they smell vile. Ugh. Respect me! Praise me! See? As long as I carry them with me, I can always steal other people's lunch.
Togi-chan-san, you're incorrigible.
The two girls began munching on the sukudani as soon as they got Kozuki-san's permission.
The more you chew, the tastier it gets. It's light and crunchy too. Very nice.
This is the first time I've eaten this, but it's got a nice tangy flavor to it. Shion-chan, your grandma is a good cook. ... Ooh, look, Gaon-chan. I've got two stuck together. Lucky me. Twice the joy. Pickled onions smell terrible, although that's the vinegar from making it that smells bad. Pickled onions are great on things like tacos. I don't know if I'd say that pickled onions smell terrible. They smell what they taste like. You're like, I feel like they're the same thing. Like, yeah, I guess you could say pickled onions smell terrible, but like they also, like the taste and the smell, I feel like match. Like once you get over the smell, they taste like their smell. I don't know. I'm not making a lot of sense.
Oh, that's what happens when the insects are cooked while they are mating. Once the male insect latches onto the female, it doesn't let go very easily.
Oh boy. Why put this in your game? A hold me tight and literally get set on fire situation? Sexy. You hate pickled onions, Small Honey Bat? So you don't like the taste or smell. Same for pickles? Yeah, well, I mean, I guess pickles and pickled onions are basically the same thing, just, you know. They taste pretty similar by the end of it. Kozuki-san, are you alright? You need me to pat your back? Oh god, making it yourself, that's, I don't think I've ever had homemade pickled onions or pickles. Only store-bought ones. When you made it, your apartment stunk of vinegar for like 2 days. Yeah, That definitely is a smell that will linger. And I'm willing to bet it probably didn't stink for just 2 days. It's just that after 2 days, you got acclimatized to the smell. Your local stores don't sell them, so you're gonna make them yourself. Oh, that's weird. I feel like you can get little jars of them pretty easily over here. Thanks, Kiraha-kun, but no thanks. If you pat me on the back now, I think I'm going to barf. Kurumi-san and Tougi-san were comparing the sizes of insects they were eating, and were now discussing the source ingredients. Everyone else simply looked on as the contents of the Tupperware steadily decreased.
Hey, Yuta?
What is it, Fuma?
How should I put this? More than half the population in this room are women, but somehow I feel I'm more feminine than most of them.
Strange you'd mention that, Fuma. I was just thinking the same thing.
Someone made pickled beets in our house I shared for a bit, and the smell did not go away for days. Yeah. Pickled beets, I'm not sure I didn't know that they were a thing, really. I can't imagine that beetroot stains everything. I can't imagine what pickling does to them.
Well, at least that takes care of the Sukudani. I'm going to hope the other gift inside isn't as bad as the first. I have a feeling you shouldn't touch that.
Kozuki-san tore the newspaper wrapped around the left-over smallish box and almost fainted.
On the opposite, pickled eggs smells pretty normal, but they taste so disgusting. Man, I'm not sure if I've ever actually had pickled eggs either. I've had deviled eggs. Those are fun. Scrambled eggs, but not pickled eggs. Almost fainted.
Kozuki-san, are you alright? Kozuki-san! I grabbed hold of her shoulders so she wouldn't fall. She simply pointed at the box with a shaking hand.
Uma, you do it. Me? Again? I really don't want to do this. I already have a pretty good idea what it is.
Yeah, they stain your teeth, too, so there's just this grinning tired man
That's
with bloody...
illegal.
Thank you, Magoop. They stain your teeth, so there's just this grinning tired man with the bloody-looking teeth in the kitchen at 3 a.m.
Fuma grumbled as he pulled out a large glass jar from the box. That's bugs again? More bugs?
Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse.
Kozuki-san, you're breathing like a dying butterfly. Insect joke.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to really pick apart this line here. Kozuki-san, you're breathing like a dying butterfly. Insect joke. Now, I'm certain that this was a pun, probably, that made more sense in Japanese. Not nearly the weirdest thing that happened in that house. Oh, do tell, small honey bat, do tell. But, dying butterfly. I don't even know what that would be. What would a dying butterfly breathe like? I guess I've never really thought of butterflies as being something that breathes. Like, they don't have, like, normal lungs, do they? They're insects. They have, like, holes all over their body that just kind of breathe through, like, diffusion, I think. And then to end this pun with just insect joke. Just really underlines the line. It's just a thing of beauty, this line. Kozuki-san, you're breathing like a dying butterfly. Insect joke.
Kiriya-kun, you're beating a dead horse.
Sorry.
Tachinoko. Bee larvae. I think I could have managed the Inago insects, but this, no thanks.
Yeah, I think I've seen something like that in the science bin in primary school before. Gross.
Yu-kun, Fu-kun, come on, give it a try. They are supposed to be really potent? Question mark? They are supposed to be really potent?
Kurumi-san?
Oh, sorry. I guess even if you both get invigorated, you wouldn't have a partner with...
Oh boy, Fucking anime. Fucking anime. That's what you meant by potent? I was begging. I was begging that she didn't mean it like that when she said potent. But of course she did. Of course she did. We know this story. We know this. This is anime. Of course she would be talking about this. That's a normal thing to bring up. You know, when you're talking about eating bugs. Very normal thing. Okay, small honey bat. You were saying? Someone stubbed a cigarette in the doorframe and set the inside of the wall on fire as the fiberglass inside caught light. Different housemates wander in, half drunk, a liter of whiskey, ranting about Jesus while they try and peel off their opera gloves that are stuck, and the landlord showing up unannounced at 9 a.m. with a chainsaw. I assume this isn't all one incident. This is a list of incidents. When I first read it, it was like this all happened in one go. But I'm assuming that's not. But yeah, that sounds like quite a series of stories. Three separate days. Yes, okay.
Oh, sorry. I guess even if you both get invigorated, you wouldn't have a partner with whom to enjoy your energy.
Kurumi-san! Oh, come on. Show more effort. Just screaming her name won't do anything. Whoop. Yogi-chan, shut up. Ooh, touch. Ooh, touch? What does ooh, touch mean? Touche? No, ooh, touch. The awkward part is that I can't deny what she said.
Yuta, I feel broken.
That's two down. Who's next? Me?
Chi-chan, can I eat this too?
Please, go ahead. As soon as Kozuki-san gave her permission, the two high-fived each other. Two high-fived each other? Okay.
It's my first time eating bee larvae. Here it goes. My skin's going to be smooth from all of this royal jelly. Oh, this is it. This is exactly what I was looking for.
What? But I thought it was your first time eating it, Kurumi-san.
Well, Yukon, if you taste honey carefully, don't you think it tastes of something other than dew and pollen?
What are you talking about? Honey's honey. Landlord just wanted to prune the tree in the back garden, but didn't give anyone notice, and that was alarming to open the door to first thing. Yeah, well,
I mean, that's
not even legal, right? For your landlord to show up unannounced? I know it's legal to do rent inspections. At least here it is, without any kind of prior warning. Yeah, kind of.
Heian-chan has always wondered what the other taste came from. But now that I've eaten the larvae, I know now. We were tasting bees all this time. I am so convinced.
Nope, they have to give 24 hours. Oh god, that's a really short amount of time.
Ah, no, someone please knock me out now. Karate chop me on the back of my neck. I don't want to listen to this. I don't want to know.
I wouldn't recommend the karate chop thing. It only works in anime and manga. I could try, but it would probably hurt like mad. Or in the worst case, you'll die.
Honey. I used to love honey, but now I can't eat it anymore. Come on, Shi-chan. Have some. Think of your granny. See? Even the larvae are saying, eat me, eat me.
No, they can't talk. They're all dead. They can't talk even if they were alive.
Come on, here, say ah. Stop! No! Mwahaha, trying to run, Shi-chan? I'll remind you of the day we met. You ran, but I never gave up. I chased you till you couldn't run anymore, and I won't let you make these bees go to waste.
Kurumi-san dashed out after Kozuki-san, holding a larva between her chopsticks. The whole town was a bit odd. Like, one of my friends had to move house because something happened with their landlord, and they had to sell, so the real estate agent moved them into a flat while their contract was still in effect, with a random Russian lady who was very colorful. That is very peculiar. She removed the shower curtain and hung thick, flocked curtains in the bathtub. That sounds fucking awful. So what, you had, like, moldy curtains just soaking up water in the bathtub? That seems like a bizarre situation for your friend. Kurumi-san dashed out after Kozuki-san, holding a lava between her chopsticks. We got an achievement unlocked? Insect Eater.
Two of you, don't play with your food.
They're so full of energy. And now that my stomach's full, I'm beginning to get sleepy. Boy, be my pillow. Yeah, we tried not to question it too much. She got very upset when they tried to put the shower curtain back. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I mean, obviously, I can understand being upset about people changing anything without asking you. Especially if you're there first, but... yeah, very bizarre. What is thick flock? Like, was it like a thick material? Was she afraid of being, like, spied on or something? Or she just didn't feel safe with, like, the thin shower curtain? In your state, Lou, they're gonna have to give 12 hours notice, which means they can just hang a notice on my door at, like, bedtime and make no noise, and then come in the morning unannounced. It's legal, but it's still... I mean, that sums up basically America in a nutshell. It's legal, but it still sucks. They both got moved in at the same time, so it wasn't like, it was already there. Okay. Oh, that's very weird and awkward and bizarre. Kind of been healthy.
Boy, be my pillow. I refuse. Stingy. Kayan-chan's discovery reminded me of something. Have you heard of bird nest soup? It's an expensive Chinese dish. It's made of swallow spit. If honey tastes a bit like bees, I wonder if bird nest tastes of swallows. And I've heard that some nests are tinted red because some swallows spit blood as well. Maybe the red nest tastes more of swallow. Mwahaha. What a fucking weird conversation to be having. And why are you blushing? What is wrong with you? Oh, because you're a vampire. That's why you're blushing. Of course you'd love something that tastes like blood. Togi-chan-san, when you laugh about things like that, you look like a vampire. Pale, nocturnal, can't stand the sun? Yeah, Fuma has a point. Finally, someone is acknowledging the vampireness. Finally, we're getting to this point. Maybe I really am a vampire. Well, she's not denying it. Togi-san lifted the corner of her mouth to expose her pointy canines. Blood does taste quite good. Well, you would say that, because you're a bat. Togi-chan, I think you've got that wrong. Hmm? Why? Because the red bird nest, namely Ji Yan, isn't tinted red because of hemoglobin, but because of a chemical reaction of iron and oxygen. Kurumi-san had returned. She didn't look out of breath at all, and calmly gave us an explanation. They say that the minerals and iron come from the walls of the cliffs. The nest absorbs them, and eventually gets oxidized from factors like temperature and humidity. Anyway, it isn't a nest made out of blood and sacrifice on the swallow's part. Anyway, it isn't a nest made of blood and sacrifice on the swallow's part. It isn't so painful. That's not all. Kozuki-san had returned too, although she was breathing heavily, tired out from the chase. Her eyes were red and puffy, as if she had just cried, and Kurumi-san wasn't holding her chopsticks anymore, which meant the bee larvae were probably in her stomach by now. I wasn't going to ask.
2011, during an investigation held by the Zhejiang Ministry of Industry and Commerce, they found all samples of red bird nest contained red coloring. It was tinted red using food dye? Red bird nest is more expensive, but now people are beginning to wonder if it ever existed at all.
Oh, you two are so realistic. Let's all dream a little. There's nothing romantic about a swallow... Oh, there's nothing romantic about a swallow vomiting blood.
I'm simply surprised about how much you all know about expensive cuisine.
It wasn't just about the bird nest. It was as if Kozuki-san, Kurumi-san, and Togi-san were providing information to each other, helping each other out in their shortcomings, thoughts, and gaps in their theories.
I mean, I guess that's one way of describing a conversation, you weird alien of a protagonist. I mean, what the hell does that mean? It's as if Kozuki-san, Kurumi-san, and Togi-san were providing information to each other, helping each other out in their shortcomings, thoughts, and gaps in their theories. This is what friendship feels like.
As if they were together for that purpose.
Why do we keep assigning mystical significance to pretty mundane things?
Uma was working hard on the apps. And me? Why was I here? The three were perfect for each other. What could I contribute to the party?
Kiriha-kun, you're wearing a frown, so I suppose you're thinking about something serious, but do you mind listening? Everyone, too.
And it may be like that. That's true, Lou. That's very true.
This is just something extra. I keep losing Shion's voice. I was going for, like, something more, like, proper, a little bit British, maybe. But I keep losing it. She's definitely the least defined of the three girls when it comes to voices. After we went home the other day, I did some research on the perimeter. Hey, that's not something interesting, but the main topic for today. Shion-san, you tricked us, didn't you? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. There we go. It's lighter. It's lighter. Up there in the... Hang on. Sorry about that. It's really beginning to strain my throat, all these different voices. I wasn't trying to test you... hang on. I've lost it again. I wasn't trying to test you all to see if you'd come to my rescue, even if I called you out on something personal other than to talk about IMA. Honest.
You lonely soul. If you miss cuddling, I wouldn't mind visiting your dorm.
Thanks, but no thanks. I somehow have a feeling if I invite you over, you'd stay there forever.
Thank you for that hydrate, Magoo. Thank you. I will actually take another drink because
it certainly can't hurt.
Stay there forever. Damn.
We heard you. Anyway, back to my theory about IMA and the perimeter. The perimeter delimits where IMA is in effect and where it is not.
Do you have proof?
Of course. Firstly, my teacher, whom I meet daily, lives outside of the affected area, but comes in every day and always forgets about me. That's tough. Do you think you can graduate, Shi-chan? We won't worry about that now. Secondly, there is a shop that I frequent outside the perimeter.
The perimeter. You don't really care for the anime style of writing, although likely the style of writing would sound better in Japanese and not English. Literally lost in translation. Yes, that's definitely true. There's definitely lines in here where I'm like, well, that was translated incredibly poorly. But also at the same time, there is something inherent to anime writing that is very, comes across as very cringe to Western audiences, which is why we're here. We are here for the cringe. I find it endlessly, hilarious. Outside just by the station.
There is a shop that I frequent outside the perimeter, just by the station. The staff there remembers me. I chatted with her, and she said every day she rides the Tsukuba Express from Moriya to work part-time there. She doesn't go near the University of Tsukuba. But maybe that has nothing to do with it.
But maybe that has nothing to do with the perimeter. That just proves the university has something to do with IMA.
Yes, so I tried something else. A third example. We're lucky that the station is outside of the perimeter. Not everybody that gets off the station goes to the university. So I was lucky to find one of those people that day. Aha! I know what you did. Shi-chan, you found someone that was looking at that map. Or someone that looked lost. Then you asked them if they needed any help.
Then you made them cross the perimeter, and lo and behold, they forgot about the helpful student that showed them where to go the moment they stepped through.
To be honest, Western writing can be a bit strange. I prefer the Tolkien style of writing, although I could do without the characters going on page-long paragraphs for 5 pages to explain something mundane. Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings books is such a bloody windbag. Yes, that's definitely true. Tolkien has a very dry way of writing, and he also gets lost talking about trees a lot. He really fucking loved nature. And it's just like, just set the scene, man, you know? Small honey bet, you always find it really funny when you find bits that would be obvious to someone in Japan, but like really weird in English. Like I really like Spy X Family, and thinks she has to get married quick because people might think she's suspicious because she's 25 and single, and that's just not a thing in most places. Yes, well, Japan still has some rather like 1950s ideas about society and how it should be arranged, unfortunately. But yes, what do they call it? The Christmas cake syndrome. The idea of like, if you get to 28 and aren't married, you're like going to be a spinster for the rest of your life, basically. You're already too old by that age. Pretty goddamn ridiculous, if you ask me.
Exactly so.
But
Shion-chan, there's something that bothers me about that.
what is it, Fuma? Was my experiment incomplete?
No, I think it was perfect. But I'm not happy about it. Shion-chan, why did you do it alone? Why didn't you ask one of us, any of us, to help you with your experiment?
That's because...
Kozuki-san's eyes darted about.
Because... Sorry. I can't tell you now. Not yet. It's a secret. We're all friends here. But it's all right for each of us to have secrets, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's becoming less and less so, but it's a major plot driver for 2 episodes, and nobody ever really says the Smiths part out loud because it's just the way it is. Yeah, it's weird. They have a rather conservative society over there. Japan's older culture is filled with boomerisms. Stuff like xenophobia and hating foreigners. Not so different from the West, really. So to a foreign audience, it's super weird if someone wasn't aware. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose also, the youth and stuff are probably more pushing back against these older ideas and stuff, but they're not the ones in charge of the culture that gets exported. They're not the ones running the anime studios yet. So, it's kind of like if we didn't have access to, like, more revolutionary parts of, like, this culture, all we had to rely on was, like Big Bang Theory and, like, Michael Bay movies, I guess. To understand our own culture. It's like, that's not really that representative of what the current pulse is, what the zeitgeist currently is, It's a secret, we're all friends here, but it's all right for each of us to have secrets, isn't it? Right, Mayuzumi-san?
Togi. ... Togi-san didn't meet Kozuki's eyes, but looked away and kept quiet.
Can I say something too?
Time for coffee too? Alright, Lou. Get that energy in you.
Kurumi-san shot her arm up, as if she couldn't stand the silence.
There's still so much we don't know, even with Shi-chan's experiment. We don't know what the app is for, and we don't know why the perimeter bends at
particular places. So it's not like a round circle like you'd expect on a radar. It, like, bends in straight lines?
Chan thinks that the straight strip the radar covers looks man-made. Can we all investigate that together? Chi-chan?
Harumi-san started out brightly, but her enthusiasm gradually waned. Hang on, I'm gonna hydrate again because my mouth has become so dry that I'm talking gibberish. Harumi-san started out brightly, but her enthusiasm gradually waned.
What's the matter? Everyone looks so disturbed. This isn't fun at all.
Hey, why don't we all go home? Looks like we're all tired from that excitement about bugs. If that's all right with you all. I looked around, but everyone kept silent, bowing their heads down. This is strange, real change in tone. Okay, it's a wrap. Let's go home. Togi's wish. Interesting. Just as I suggested, everyone scattered to head back to the dorms. We had made progress today, but what was this uneasy feeling? I tried covering myself with my blanket and counting sheep, but still, I couldn't get to sleep, and I decided I would take a walk outside, although it was late into the night. I walked the pedestrian deck to the dormitory town, past Matsuni Park. Before I knew it, I was on a bridge that looked down on Kiti Odori. There were a few cars at this time. There was a moment when a car passed by, and then I couldn't see its headlights anymore. It was probably less than half a minute, but the complete darkness seemed to last forever, and I began to feel small and insecure. Boy, if you can't go to sleep, shall I come and sing you a lullaby? No, thank you. You sleep No, thank you. Can't you sleep either, Togi-san? I turned around to see Togi-san leaning against the railings, yawning. Well, I slept most of the afternoon. It's pretty much my own doing. You sure are stealthy. How long have you been there? Boy, I'm more interested in your answer. About what? Come on, you can't have forgotten. Togi-san leaned in toward me, looking into my eyes. I'm going to be mean and say this, but don't we all know how much it hurts to be forgotten by now? So I'm sure you can't forget a promise that easily. The way we will never forget about each other. Ever. Even for the slightest bit. The world may call this a curse, or a bond. What would you call it, boy? Which would you prefer? To tie you down? Do we want to call this a curse or a bond? I mean, she's being pretty flirty with us, saying she wants to tie us down, basically. I get the feeling she's hinting towards calling it a bond. I think we should keep it positive, keep the mood going. You know, for some reason, things turned out to be a downer at the end of that. So, yeah, Magoop, you say bond? Yeah, let's go for bond. It's a bond, of course. I don't want to think we're tied together because of a curse. I've got an achievement, it's a bond. How very honorable of you. Was that sarcasm? It was, but... we all need someone that tries to say the right thing. Especially someone like me. You know that too, don't you, boy? That's why you always try to behave in the right way. Togi-san, did you have someone that hurt you too, because they forgot you? I didn't answer her question, but asked her one of my own instead. Togi-san simply shrugged. Of course I did. Everyone does. Even me.
Do you remember the second time you met me?
Yes, I do. You said something about someone waking you up in the mornings.
Of course. It might be one of the most memorable days I've had in my life. You come out of a dorm saying, "Why didn't anyone wake me?" Togi-san, I didn't know you lived in the dorms. I don't. I live in an apartment. I was just staying with my friend at that time. Is your apartment far? No, it's nearby. Then why don't you go home and sleep there? Can't you imagine why, boy? I guess you probably can't.
Oh. Did she have, like, a girlfriend or a boyfriend? Did she have, like, a partner who's forgotten her? I hadn't even thought of that. I guess because we were all single, but maybe Togi wasn't. That would be pretty goddamn heartbreaking.
Togi-san looked at the dark robe with slit eyes. IMA or not, I've always stared at the same scenery every day, boy. Alone. But now, you're right here before me. To be honest, it might not be happy for you all, but this situation is actually a lot better for me, because I'm not as lonely.
Huh. What's she getting at? Or was she just saying she had like a one-night stand? Is that all she was saying? Hard to tell, hard to tell.
Shion-chan may have noticed that. That scary girl. Do you mean you want IMA to last forever, Togi-san? Is that what you want? No. Boy, the thing that hurts the most in this world is knowing your loved ones are in pain and not being able to do anything about it. Or else, why would I ever want to be a doctor? ... Exclamation point. Exclamation point. Hey, you don't have to look so surprised. That hurts. Sorry. So now, are you ready to think about my proposition more seriously?
Hang on, just give me a sec. I'm gonna have to cough. You've acquired coffee, gotten dressed, and wrapped in blankets. Good to hear, Lou. Good to hear. And, I've just had to have a cough and, drink some more water. My voice is, getting a bit rough now. I definitely hear it in, Togi's voice. I feel like I've lost that kind of more liquidy element to her voice as, the stream's gone on. Of course you'd bring up the topic again. You don't give up, do you? Hey, Magoop, you're also wrapped in blankets? That's good. That's perfect for Storytime Saturday. You know, the blankets help keep away the cringe. I could kiss you if you want. The kiss of death, vampire lady? No, I'm being serious. No, thank you, because I know you've just eaten a handful of bugs not so long ago. Do you mean you wouldn't have minded if I hadn't eaten the bugs? Ooh, someone's being suggestive. Are we being suggestive? You're the one who's offering the kiss. I feel like you're the one being suggestive. We're just kind of turning you down politely. Snugly cringe seal. Yes, exactly right, small honey bat. Togi-san poked me in the cheek with her finger. I think I thought of something. Really? Okay. Wait a moment. Let me get ready for this. 3 seconds, please. Togi-san breathed in and out a few times, then faced me with a serious face. All right. Ask away.
This might sound stupid, but can you stop calling me boy?
This face.
Is that all? I've already said this many times, but I'm an adult. It's awkward when you call me boy. I felt defensive because of the way she reacted, like it was no big deal. Okay. Well, what should I call you then? I've got a name. Kiriha or Yuta is fine.
How about honey? Or maybe darling? Yeah, her voice is getting... It's like alternating between like the lower bit and then getting squeaky now. Blah, blah, blah. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Okay, let's go.
Hello? Did you hear what I just said?
That I can call you anything I like, other than boy.
Please, Togi-san, words hold power. Ever heard of the saying, names affect the person?
No, I can't say I have heard of that saying. That, sounds like a pretty dumb saying. Oh, alright. I promise I won't call you boy.
Togi-san said sulkily.
I'll just call you Cherry Boy instead.
Why are you so annoyed, Togi-san? Why are you so annoyed, Togi-san?
I'm not annoyed, Cherry Boy.
Stop it.
Aren't you?
I am, but you don't have to rub it in.
Oh. Why not? I'm going to call you that as many times as I want. Is she calling us a virgin when she says Cherry Boy? Is that what she's doing? Did you hear what I said? You're the one who didn't hear what I said. Cherry Boy, Cherry Boy, Cherry Boy. Imagine doing a long run of a JRPG with no voice lines and all that text that goes on for 4 discs. Yes. Well, we may very well do something like that in the future on Storytime Saturdays. It remains to be seen.
I'm sorry. Please stop. You can call me boy if you want.
You should have just acknowledged that in the first place and saved yourself from the pain.
Ugh. But anyway, I've already asked you for something. End of conversation.
What are you saying? You've still got to ask me of something. Think of something else again, within 30 seconds.
Huh? Wait, I need more time.
You're going to think about it, huh? That means you don't really expect much of me. How sad.
Togi-san, why are you so adamant on making me ask you for something? It's not something that you'd get anything out of. Togi-san glared at me.
It's your fault, boy. You could have asked for food, or made me do a dare, or something of that sort. You could have made a light joke, just like anyone else would. Even I at first thought I may have made a promise I would regret on the spot. But you didn't ask for anything, and you stretched it out, too. And I kept thinking about what you could possibly ask for. It made my imagination run wild. And now, if you don't ask me something that would live up to my expectations, I'm not going to be satisfied. I would gander to guess that Japanese people don't talk like this. I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure there's like an archetype of a character that is kind of like bloody like this, but if you're talking about like my voice, my accent for Togi, then yes, I would guess that there's probably nothing quite approaching this voice.
What are you asking of me?
What you want of me? Anything. You could ask for anything at all, boy. ... Don't you get it? ...
Let me think about it.
You know it's going to get worse, and you're asking for time? You brave boy.
Yeah.
Then remember this. Nothing in this world is more expensive than getting something for free. You don't think anyone talks like this? Okay. I'm feeling a bit attacked right now, you know? You know, you guys don't you guys realize how charming I am? I'm exactly like Togi. Me and Togi are spirit animals. We're this kind of gregarious vampire. Granted, people in movies in English talk in an outlandish way compared to real life. No, I didn't think you were criticizing my accent. No, I'm saying I feel connected to Togi. I feel like we're one and the same. We're kind of histrionic, kind of, you know, freewheeling, kind of, you know. So nothing in this world is more expensive than getting something for free.
I wondered why I felt so much pressure when this was supposed to be a reward. Togi-san, putting the talk of your promise aside, I have something to discuss with you. Oh, what is it, greedy boy? I'm all ears.
I don't know, I feel like that's something I would definitely say. What is it, greedy boy? I'm all ears. You guys just don't know me that well. Kayan catching bugs.
The next day...
Oh. Whoa, we just end that conversation right there? What was he gonna say? So we've had some kind of secret conversation now that we, the viewers, aren't... Even though it was us, the protagonists, having some kind of conversation, we're not privy to whatever was said that night. That's interesting.
The next day, Fuma and I left Tower 3A, where we had our classes in the third cluster.
You know, last night I couldn't sleep,
I knew it.
so I played with the other app. And this morning, I managed to crack it.
That's amazing. Why do you look so glum?
Because although I managed to crack it, what I found inside wasn't so impressive.
Nah, my accent is fine. It's just these characters talk much like cartoon characters, which I guess makes sense. I don't know. I feel like I can be a bit of a cartoon character in real life. It's fun being that extreme. Within limits, of course. Wasn't it so impressive?
Is that so? So what was it? You cracked it, right? Let me see.
Here it is.
I looked at the screen he provided and cocked my head.
It looks like twins.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Wow, I can't believe these anime characters act like anime characters. You realize the absurdity of your statement now?
Twins, a web-based subject management system made for students at the University of Tsukuba.
Okay. Web-based subject management system. What, like your schedule?
When each semester started, students would use twins and search their majors to schedule which classes they would take. I hadn't experienced it firsthand yet, but twins was also where results for examinations would be posted, causing so much drama and agony. We had used the system before to register for the classes we would take for our semester, but from what we'd seen, it wasn't a system that was easy to use. Compared to that, the application installed in Fuma's phone had a simple interface and looked easy to use. I didn't know how an app for phones had been developed.
I didn't know an app for phones had been developed. Okay.
I didn't know an app for phones had been developed. From the look of it, neither did Fuma.
I haven't tried all the features in it yet, but from what I've played with so far, it looks like twins. And just that.
It does. Maybe someone made this Twins browser app as a private project.
Web-based college software that's outdated and hard to use? Yep, sounds like college.
I didn't know how it ended up being installed on our phones, but it probably had nothing to do with IMA.
I don't know, the university seems intrinsically linked to IMA, guys, so I wouldn't rule it out. I was hoping it would be something as big as that radar app.
This was supposed to be our last clue, wasn't it? What a disappointment. It's a bit strange, though. Now I can access this application. I can figure out the file size for both applications, but
Yeah?
even if I add the two together, they don't make half of the unknown data occupying our phones.
So, what's that supposed to mean?
If I knew, I wouldn't ask. It means there's a lot happening on this phone than it looks. There isn't an icon, but there's something else in it, and we don't know what it is. still have to work on quite a bit.
Well, good luck.
Sorry about that. It's taken a lot out of me of these voices. Not much longer to go now. In fact, we've just passed the 3-hour mark. Whose homework are we stealing, LJ? Hi, Sungats. How you doing? How's your week been? How's your Saturday going? And got anything planned for this weekend? We are... Sungats, were you here last week? Are you remotely familiar with the story of Campus Notes? Or do I have to catch you up? Your voice yesterday was wrecked after talking for so long. Yes, you're very good at talking, Lou. It's a really impressive and useful skill for a streamer to be able to talk for that long. Although I'm sure you're busy enough yourself. Chillin', and I didn't even know it was Saturday. No, you don't know Campus Notes? Okay, so the story is we and some other girls are being forgotten every day, and we don't know why. That's the short end of it. It's kind of like Groundhog Day, except it's not the day that's repeating, it's just that everyone forgets us, basically, every day.
Do you really think so?
Come on, cheer up. I know you're doing good.
Thanks. So, what are you going to do? Are you coming with me? Fuma? I glanced at Fuma to find him staring past a line of parked bicycles. His eyes looked sad, which wasn't something that happened often.
Ooh, who are these?
I turned my head to see where he was looking at, and there was a girl with a ponytail wearing a yellow jersey.
Okay. And who's this?
She was quarreling with a tall girl.
Ooh, tall girl, like the hit Netflix movie.
She was quarreling with a tall girl. I wondered who they were. Quarreling might be the wrong word to use. The girl in the jersey did most of the yelling, while the tall girl quietly smiled back coldly. Oh, is that the girl you were talking about? They seem to be in a spat.
Girl they were talking about? When were they talking about a girl? Did we miss something? And Lou, you're saying it is practice. Streaming/D&D has done so much for me. I can talk about a lot for a long time with more confidence. I think I always had that confidence, but it never shined. And when I started streaming, my speaking ability was way worse. Yeah, well, that's kind of why I'm enjoying doing all these voices and stuff. I feel like it's increasing my ability to do voices, so I want to kind of pursue that. And also, like, it just like I've always not been the best at reading out loud, and I enjoy becoming more able to elucidate my thoughts aloud. It's almost like you've been doing this for almost 6.5 years. Yes, exactly. Practice makes perfect. Sorry, Yuta. Count me out. You go meet Kurumi-san, and I'll handle this.
Okay, but don't do anything stupid.
Ha! Do I ever?
Yes, you do. No, wait. But maybe nothing too extreme. While I pondered how to respond, Fuma ran off. Fuma had his own personal problems to deal with. Good luck, my friend. Just remember, I'll always have your back.
Oh wait, does he mean like his childhood friend? Is one of these his childhood friend that completely forgot about him? You still fumble and have brain-to-mouth diarrhea. Yeah. But it's better than, being silent. I mean, that would be just the worst for a streamer to be, like, too quiet all the time, not saying anything of anything. So I walked by the river that cut across the campus, where I was to meet Kurumi-san. This man-made river was named Heaven River. Okay. After I left Togi-san last night, I sent an email to her, asking her to meet me here. From the way she responded immediately, it seemed like Kurumi-san had problems sleeping that night too. Oh, that was a weird sentence. So we asked Kurumi-san to meet us here last night. It sounded like we sent the email to Togi, but I guess, no, we sent it to Kurumi. I saw her the moment I stepped into the cafeteria. She was hard to miss. She looked so out of place, seated alone. Now that we were stuck with IMA, she probably looked out of place there every day. She mentioned it was her routine to have lunch at the cafeteria. She looked fine now, but I wondered how she felt in the beginning. She must have been lonely.
I regretted not being there for her sooner. While these thoughts ran through my head, I noticed a man walk towards her. Who's that?
Hey, I see you come here quite often.
Exclamation mark. Ironically, I find being able to carry a topic verbally and enjoy it with an empty chat room to be quite the quintessential streaming experience, and I find it strangely comfy. Yes, exactly. The ability to not have to rely on having a chat to bounce off of is definitely extremely useful. Because even if people are there, they're sometimes kind of like only half listening or half lurking, So you have to be able to. Like going back and watching my early VODs, I do remember now having that weird feeling of talking to people that I knew, but like feeling very crazy, talking to myself aloud, not having anyone audibly talking back, just talking to text. But now I'm like managing it perfectly. Like I'm talking to you, and it feels like I'm just talking to Lou, even though all you are is text on the screen at the moment.
Was he an exception from IMA as well?
No, he's not. He's clearly just a sleazy. His character name is Sleazy Man. He's clearly just using a pickup line.
Kurumi-san must have thought the same. Her eyes widened. The man pulled a chair over to sit by her side and leaned forward so he could meet her eyes. Ever since I saw you, I've always been curious about you. As soon as he said that, Kurumi-san's expression darkened. Oh, I get it now. It was his pickup line. He didn't remember Kurumi-san at all. He was just trying his luck, trying to get her attention.
Ever since, huh? I wonder how long ever since stands for. An hour? Maybe 3 minutes ago?
He looked uneasy from her prickly response. Hey, chill. That's not such a big deal, is it? They say it only takes a few seconds to fall in love. Come on, let me show you how to have a good time. He reached out and grabbed her wrist.
What are you doing?
I heard something snap inside of me. It wouldn't matter. You wouldn't remember me tomorrow anyway. Before I knew it, I had already grabbed hold of his arm to tear him away from her. Stop it. Leave her alone. Can't you tell she doesn't want to?
What? Who are you? Say that again.
He flung my hand away and pushed me. I knew it was an illusion, but he looked twice as big as I was. I faltered. Stop, please?
Wow, we really turned into a paper lion there.
What are you, her boyfriend? Nah, no way. What did you butt in for? Mind your own business.
Well, Oh god, I'm a loser. Then something hit him on the head, making a light, hollow sound. A can of tomato juice bounced off his forehead.
Who did that? Hey! Here comes Togi, throwing around tomato.
Togi-san still hadn't recovered from her weird pitching form, but she used her...
Oh, her weird pitching form, as in pitching as in throwing. That was very confusing for a moment. I thought she turned into some like blobby mass or something.
Togi-san still hadn't recovered from her weird pitching form, but she used her outstretched hand to beckon to the man.
Hey there, hot stuff. The guy that just threw that can at you went that way. No, that way if you're looking for him.
Togi-san circled her fingers around, pointing at random directions.
Damn it, I'll kill him.
The man looked furious, and he stomped away in a direction Togi-san had pointed to.
My, isn't he going to ask me what the guy looked like? Oh, never mind. By the time he comes back, he'll probably have already forgotten about us. Good riddance. I hope we never see him again.
Togi-san muttered as she watched him walk away.
And with that, I think we will call it a stream there. Because I'm not sure my voice will last much longer. Oh no, I want to save. So let's save that. Save K and Catching Bugs in number 3. Yep, we'll save that. And we'll then go to title. And then let's head over to just chatting. It was listening and talking to you too? Yes, it was nice to have you here, Lou. It's always good to see you. Let us check. Let's open up Firefox so we can see who to raid. Who is online? Oh, and Chad Music's online. Let's go raid him. I'm not sure if I've ever raided Chad. I know I've taken other people to raid him, but raiding him myself, I think that'll be a first. So yeah, we'll head over there. Have a good night, LJ. Yeah, thank you, Magoo. See you soon. Thank you, Small Honey Bat. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. Let's see, raid, and then. All right, raid starting up. Yeah, so thanks everyone who stopped by. Thanks to Lou, Small Honey Bat, Magoo. Who else? Sungats. Who else was here? Soupy Doorman, thank you for showing up for, briefly. Coach Vixie, of course. Big ZD. Yeah, thanks to everyone, and thanks to everyone else who was just lurking around. It's real good to see you all. Hattie, I think you were here at some point as well. Rick's Gaming Channel. I don't know if I scared you off at the beginning by thinking you were a bot, but thank you for showing up anyway. Thanks for following me yesterday. You may have unfollowed me now already, but whatever. And yeah, I'll see you all on Monday for some more Train, I think. So yeah, have a good weekend, everyone, and bye!